Hello everyone, how are we doing? Welcome to the OSC mid-season playoffs today. We're going to dive right in just a second because I'm a little bit late. So just let me get these replays in position. We can kick this off. Drag that over there, and we can get going. So OSC mid-season playoffs today, guys. It's day number 2. I'm going to be starting off with Minizurg against UED Soldier. So it's going to be a little bit of ZVP to begin with, and we're going to dive right into it. We're actually going to be starting on Beckett Industries as well, which is one of the maps from the OSC extended map pool. So we're going to dive in there and cast a map we've not casted on in a hot second or two. Put some volume on for you guys. Let's get in game. So this is the OSC mid-season playoffs. If you check out the bracket, you can see it's a big bracket. Everything gets casted, so it gets played over quite a lengthy period of time. This is a match from round 1 of the tournament, and we're going to be covering some other matches from round 1 today as well. We're also going to be going through Baby Marine versus Hydra, MaxPacks versus Hydra, Solar versus Fant, Bunny versus Rebellion, and Geralt versus Art. In about 3 hours' time, we've got some sponsored content. We're going to be playing some Diablo Immortal, so we're going to be checking that out in about 3 hours as well. So we can be doing that. It should be a lot of fun. Still got a couple of things to set up for it, so I might get distracted at some point to quickly do that. But yeah, I'm just waiting on some info from the guys organizing the sponsorship. So figuring that out and all of that goodness. So yeah, let's get into this game, though. It's going to be some ZVP. Minizurg, again, you know what? Really, again, kind of going back to talking about Team League. I talk about Team League so much lately, but it's just because a lot of these guys who I don't see so often, we actually saw a good amount of in the Team League. Minizurg was one of these players who actually very much so impressed me throughout the Team League. I just didn't really get a chance to see him in too many other tournaments, so always great to now come across into an OSC event and actually get to enjoy him and enjoy watching him here and stuff. So yeah, Minizurg in the top right. He would be my favorite in this match. UED Soldier is not someone who I have as much information about. It's a name that's familiar. I've seen it before, but it's not someone who, like I say, I'm necessarily super aware of how good they are right now and stuff like that as well. And as we have ourselves the Overlord moving through hatchery to the low ground. Yeah, this is Beckett Industries. This actually was a really highly rated map in a TLMC once upon a time, only to hit the ladder and everyone hated it. It's super rushy, it's super quick to get across. This was a Terran's absolute dream. Meanwhile, it was the Zergs and the Pros players' nightmare as Terran showed up with 3 Rex Marines. Every single game super quickly. Or 2-on-1s. Just anything crosses the map so quickly on Beckett. You're forced to take a very forward expansion either here in the middle of the map or down on the map. It really pushes you down into the center of the map almost. It's not a ride map to cross. There's acceleration zones even to speed up parts of this as well. Yeah, it's just not a fun... it's not a fun map to play on against. Terran specifically, obviously Zergs against Protoss. Maybe Zergs can use it a little bit aggressively too. Again, this is part of the OSC extended map pool where we have some maps from past map pools voted in to be played alongside the current ladder maps. And they get used for all OSC events for the season. So it just kind of adds a little bit of a mix in. Keeps things fresh, and obviously for us allows us to kind of revisit some old maps as well. Just funny we saw it on Beckett, because I noted that Beckett was in this extended map pool, and I was wondering how much we'd see it, and we hadn't seen it over the couple, 2 or 3 OSC events we've done in the last couple of weeks. This is going to be our first little taste of Beckett Industries in a couple of years. It's not a super old map. I'm trying to think how old it is. It probably is like 4-ish years old. It's not like 10 years old or something, but it is like newer than you might expect, I suppose. Yeah, it's weird to me because I always remember Beckett Industries as this map which is not really... Like I say, it came through the ladder map. When it was on the ladder, it is 4 or 5 years old. Wow, it joined the ladder in April of 2021 and it left in March of 2022. Wow. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, this was on the map pool for quite a long time as well. This was an 11-month long map. I mean, I think back then they changed a few maps, but not all of them, so it was probably part of a couple of map pools. Yeah, 971 games tracked on Liquipedia on this map. TVZ sits at 56% win rate for Terrans. ZVP, 56% for Zerg. That makes sense. Anything that involves kind of, Zergs being able to rush, Terrans being able to rush seems good. Terrans hit a 53% run rate on this map against Protoss players, so like I say, the rushiness of it definitely impactful. What events did it get played in? Just a bunch of online events. The SET Masters. It does make sense. Season finals and stuff. Okay, so yeah, just we were in the kind of the reign of online dream hacks basically at that point, as well as the studio shows in Sweden for the season finals and so on. There's a few lings are going to be out here. We're going to see Resonating Glaives already building up actually, so Resonating Glaives coming through in the next couple moments, couple probes will continue to produce on by. The Assimilator coming up as well. We just have a couple of lings going to escape away over to the right for a few more moments here, so we just bring this all around. And again, that Resonating Glaives is about to finish up, so just getting that completed here. Again, a bunch of links coming through. Evo Chamber and the Roach Roaring coming up as well. And yeah, the Adepts all building. The probe keeps building. See a lot of that coming about. Pile on into the back of this natural as you just see the Adepts are going to continue to shade. And we are going to be hitting at the front door. Evolution Chamber is not going to be broken down. Actually, the Adepts decide to shade into the third mineral line, but this feels like a pretty good defense so far from Minizurg. I guess my only concern is that he's a little low on supply. He's making a few roaches now, but he is just already 6 workers behind, so even without taking real damage, like, he's just behind, and he's not doing much just yet. I guess at this point, he's going to lose the third hatchery as well, so this actually becomes a real disaster really quickly. UED Soldier getting rid of that third hatch is just going to put himself in a great position. Really kind of felt like this just happened from almost nowhere, no? Like, these Adepts are not doing super crazy amounts just yet or anything, so kind of surprised to see that being the case, as we are going to be seeing the Adepts continuing through this Evo Chamber at the front again. Going to go down. Now we can shade through, and these roaches, I mean, they're a good defense, but there's just not enough of them. The Adepts are going to shade up. The lings on the other side are going to pressure the wall. Whether they'll actually be able to break through or not is a completely different question. The workers going down. Those Adepts are going to stay busy. So going to be seeing the Immortal, the Gateway, and the Adept continue to produce on through. Few lings just poking at the front as well. Still trying to break in over here. These Adepts are really kind of throwing everything they got into the roaches and everything right now. We are going to be seeing the Adept shade back to the main base. It's just taking a long time for Minizurg to clean up, and again, he's coming out of this on 2 bases only, so he's coming out of this in a pretty rough position. Again, the Immortal and the additional Adept still coming through. The other Zergling still running toward the upper right side. Adepts will get in for a few more of these workers, so just a little extra being done once again. Roach is going to get there. A couple of Adepts still being picked away at. I'm just going to be seeing how Roach speed is continuing through too. So bring that Roach speed up, getting that on the way. Gateway, the Immortal, continue to come by. A couple of the Ravagers coming through as well. Roach speed still building. And yeah, we have a few sentries also producing in the next couple of moments. Extra gates building nicely into play at the moment. And again, we've got the Roach Force just going to come across the map, but realistically, Minizurg is up against an army which he can't really defeat at this point, right? This is a bunch, a couple of Immortals that are going to be very powerful. The Adepts still to soak up a bunch of damage as well. So yeah, it's going to be tough. Roach speed still building. Extra gates coming through. The pylons coming about. Ling Roach is still producing by. Just going to have the Roach Ravage down the right side. The Ling's going to go around the left. Group of those units gathering together for just a little bit. Again, the Ling Roach Ravage is going to be poking at the front here for a little bit. I'm going to see a couple more shots coming through. We actually have, this is going to be our time. I mean, awkward fight. Sentry's getting close with Bile. They're going to take a big loss. Yeah, very awkward fight actually, because the Sentries basically did nothing here. Like, they did not provide a single useful force field. They didn't even pop Guardian Shield in the natural wall off, where they could have maybe protected themselves from a little bit of damage or so. I don't really think it matters, because I think Minizurg is just so far behind anyway that he's very likely just going to be remaining in trouble here pretty much throughout. There's another couple corrosive bars going into this gap. Cybercore and the Gateway taking a bit more damage. Corrosive bars will finish this Cybercore off in a second. Ball's just hitting. The Gateway's going to sit there. Roach and the Lings still building up as well. So continue to bring that all through. And again, Immortal on the side before coming around. A couple of force fields here. I mean, like I say, this is not really a contest. This one's already kind of decided. The numbers are just not there for Minizurg anymore. He's lost out on what he needs to realistically keep this going. And so we are pretty much just set to see this go down. These units are never going to last. GG's. UED Soldier gets enough done with the startup in this game, and is able to fight through into the 1-0 lead to start off this BO3. Alright, it is all BO3 today as well, guys. We're going to align ourselves up onto Winter Madness for map number 2. We're going to get straight into it and keep the games moving. Alrighty, let's get going into our second game here. As we're going to start off in the top right-hand side with the red Zerg player. This is going to be Minizurg finding himself down a game after what we just saw happen in that opening map on Beckett Industries. On the bottom right side, UED Soldier will be our green Protoss player. Let's get up and running. What's up, Unstoppable Pork? Thank you so much for the 43-month resub. Let's go, Z. Let's see if Minizurg can pull it back here. Thank you for the 43 months, mate. Appreciate it. And the Nexus just going to chrono boost along for a couple moments again. Gate has Simulator coming about, hatchery and a couple of drones. We'll be building as well. Continue to bring a lot of that around as the gateway and the Simulator build into place also. So yeah, just getting a lot of this up and rolling. Probing on the way out, getting this settled, figuring out what we can do for the next few moments. We'll follow this probe into the upper left-hand side. And we'll check to see what's going on over there for a moment or so. We're just building up again. The Nexus will be starting. Hatch gas pool. We'll continue to build by. Just going to have this Overlord down to the bottom side of the map as well. Heading down to the south, heading toward the natural. Yeah, Nexus just coming up. Cybercore building into place. And yeah, seeing what else happens here for the next few moments. There's the Queens will still build. Again, the Overlord coming up. And we just take a couple moments. Not really expecting a Glaives a second time. I mean, we might. Maybe that's just what UED Soldier is all about. But it did really lend itself to the last map with the size of the map and everything. So we shall see. Let's have that Adept still chrono boosting. Again, the Warp Gate is ticking along as well. And yeah, having the Twilight Council building through for a few moments, and there goes the Adept, starting to shade out toward the upper side of the map. So we bring that into place. We'll see some information gathering here early for UED Soldier as he looks to see a little bit of what's going on. And that Overlord sitting overhead for a few moments. And just going to see that Adept shading one more time. Get across to see what else we can maybe do. And this will be coming up. A couple of Lings will be there to fight the Adept for a couple of moments. You know, obviously see the Queen's able to hit that Adept for a little while as well. So again, just putting some work out. Robot facility will be starting from UAD up in the main base. And again, the Stalker here is just going to poke away and kill off that Overlord. So Overlord will indeed go down. That's a pick off already. Just going to drop that gate into play. And again, the Adept pulling back. The Stalker is going to be gathering there as well. Still got the Blink, the Warp Gate, and everything else. Continue to move through for a couple moments. I'd like to see where we get to. It's going to be Burrow from Minizurg, which is actually kind of fun. Something you don't see a lot of. So, a little bit of a different approach here for this one. Getting into that Burrow upgrade. And we'll try and obviously be, I guess, keeping stuff alive. No tunneling claws, but we don't have a Roach Roar yet. It's just a very early Burrow. Maybe even just looking to block the third Nexus and just be an annoyance. There's going to be an Observer, so I'm not sure how annoying we're really going to end up being with this, to be honest. So, yeah, not completely sold on this one just yet, but let's see where we go with it. And we do have the, again, gates all built, finishing up. I mean, I guess it's just going to be 6 gates of pressure of Blink Stalkers from UED Soldiers. So looking to be, you know, a very aggressive player. I mean, having Burrow means you can keep some Roaches alive on low HP, but it still is an investment into the Burrow, so does it keep enough alive to justify the investment? That's definitely our big question right now. That's definitely what we're asking ourselves. That's definitely what we need to basically witness over the next few minutes when this Blink Stalker attack does hit. and gets into the full swing of things here. Just going to see the warpins. 4 more stalks coming up. Roaches are beginning to go onto the map. They do not want to be on the map here. Your opponent is being super aggressive into you. The last thing you want is to be giving your roaches a chance to fight off creep and basically in the worst possible position for themselves. So yeah, pull these back, get them out the way. We do not want them to be too involved right now. You're going to see the Stalker's going to get underneath and go after an Overlord that's going to go down. 3 more Stalkers going to get warped in straight away here too. I'm just going to see those Stalkers continue to move up and onto this third hatchery. Queen going to take a bit of damage as well. Roaches, the Ravager, the Lings, the Queen. Continue to join up just for another couple moments. Continue to settle this down as you just see our Stalkers are going to take a bit more damage. A few Lings going to be chasing. And we'll see the Roach Ravager continue to push through. Some Lings on the other side just going to come across and they're actually going to poke away onto the side of the core. This Adept is going to be getting picked away at as well. 4 more Stalkers being warped in right now. And just having ourselves a few Lings up into the main base. They're going to aim for a few nipples on this mineral line as well. Getting after a few of those probes. Already. There, Lings coming through. The rest of the Lings coming across the map initially. He's just going to be bringing that across. Lings is going to actually run to the front. Actually going to get in here. It's not good because A, you're going to have units under pressure. B, it means you're going to pull the rest of the units back, so it's going to slow down the rest of your attack already. Stalker is going to keep hitting for a few moments. Just going to be seeing the Prism continuing through as well. And so up main base, we're going to get a few probes too. I mean, if nothing else, just the fact that we're going to hold this off in such a big way and for so long is going to be great. And now you can use that burrow to obviously hide the Lings in the mineral line as well. So that's just going to be, again, now requiring an observer. And look at all the time you've bought here. This is still a 2-base commitment from UED Soldier. But you're 2-base committing into someone who is very much set to play a much more macro kind of game. So, you know, again, so much of this is about the timing window. And the time window has just been non-existent here because, yeah, we've just not really been given it in the slightest. So, not ideal. And it does feel like we're going to have ourselves... And you say fighting back in this series, it's not over anything just yet, right? But, like I said, definitely has that bad vibe sort of feel if you are the Protoss player right now. So, and just see the Lings continue to head down to the bottom. Play Red, Roach Speed, Roach and the Lings continue to build through. There's a bunch of units heading up around to the top left-hand side as well. Just going to be bringing those straight across for a little bit. And we get ready for this little bit of a push. A few more Stalkers will warp in alongside everything else. Finally, UED Soldier getting to be the aggressor. Still has a lot of units, but he's up against 85 supply of the Zerg. Minizurg on 38 drones. Once again, keeping a low drone count here and able to just make sure you can produce enough units. Things are going to force go for a counterattack, see if they can force any response back at home. Even if, again, these units just pull off from the map and go back the other way. Could be a pretty big deal. Again, don't feel like Minizurg really wants to just be fighting off creep. This is just inviting the chance for UED Soldier just to have a better trade, to take a better fight or so. So you don't really want to be fighting too much right here. And again, I think a bit of caution and stepping back in a way is a bit of a smart choice. As you see the stasis, the recall coming down, these Lings are going to be shut down by the recall. But again, you've stopped this army from being on the map. You got a Ling spotting on the 3rd base as well, so you know your opponent's a 2-base Protoss still. Again, through and through, this is just good for you here as Minizurg. Like, the setup in this game screams, you're in a good position. Can we see this through to an end? Because, yeah, that really is just where we sit at the moment. Stalkers and Zealots going to continue forward again. Thank you, by the way. Romina, how you doing, mate? 110-month resub. Happy day to you as well, mate. I appreciate you so much for the 110 months of resubscribing. Stalkers and Zealots heading to the upper left side. A bunch of Lings are going to come down the right as well. Just having ourselves this push toward the natural expansion. There's going to be these Lings running through. Another Zealot getting warped in already. Just going to get a catch on that Zealot straight away. Again, the rest of these units from UED Soldier heading to the upper left-hand side. A couple of corrosive vials from the Ravagers. They're going to blink straight up. The corosive vials trying to land on the Stalkers already. Just seeing the Zealot and the Stalker still wanting to move through. I'm just going to blink forward. The Queen's obviously going to be in some trouble as well. The Zealots are still getting to work over here. Still putting some damage out. Is just going to see the rest of the Lings and the Roaches still dropping down. UED Soldier is taking position. it's kind of funny because it's one of those scenarios where I actually think Minizurg kind of hurt himself by being on a low drone kind of deal with this initially. He never really responded to how slow UED Soldier was to kind of get going. In the end, he is going to win this game. He just has too much. There's one of those games where actually if Minizurg could have identified that UED Soldier had been slowed down a significant amount, we could have just had so many more drones and been A-okay, you know? Or he could have snuck a couple drones in here and there and he would have been A-okay. Like, especially because he just knows he was buying himself a whole bunch of time throughout this whole thing. So, yeah, a little bit of a shame on that one. As we are going to head ourselves to a game number 3 of this series. These guys are going to go all the way through to a game 3, guys. We get this on the way up in just a moment. And it's going to be on Old Republic, so let's get that started. And let's round out our first series of the day here in the OSC mid-season playoffs. Diablo Immortal X StarCraft, what is that? Yeah, basically there's a StarCraft update in Diablo Immortal. There's a bunch of StarCraft characters and stuff in being used in the Diablo Immortal game. Some bosses and stuff that are based around like Hydralisks and Immortals and stuff, so we're going to be checking that out later with a Diablo streamer. He is going to be leading the way, and I'm going to be like, whoa, that's a Protoss unit. But yeah, I'm going to be the StarCraft guy and being like, you know, you kind of just give him a StarCraft perspective on it. We're going to play it a little bit and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to come up in about 2.5 hours. I'm going to be getting going with that. So yeah, it should be fun. I know Diablo Immortals are a little bit of a meme, but I mean, not in a bad way, just in like, you know, within our community, simply for the, you know, the way that Diablo Immortal was introduced. But yeah, I mean, at least Blizzard do something with the StarCraft IP, right? It's better than nothing. At least they know that StarCraft still exists, which really feels like you're setting the bar low, but you know, it being known to exist is a good thing. So yeah, we'll be streaming that a little bit later on, like I say. 2.5 hours, guys. We'll be checking that out. Actually, I never really played Diablo Immortal. I tried it out at BlizzCon when they first came out with it, or when it was first like playable. I checked it out at BlizzCon because we had like a press room we could try it out on. It was okay. It was okay. It's a long time ago though, so I don't really remember much. We're talking like, oh, I mean, this must be 2018, I would guess. It was not 2019. I think it was 2018 probably. Yeah, it was a long time ago, so I've not played it. I've actually, one of those games where you don't realize how long it's been out as well, right? It's been a long, long time apparently. Didn't realize we're coming up to like 10 years of that game. It's crazy. Crazy business. Alright, Probe is on the move for a couple of moments. Just going to be bringing this about. Get set up for a few moments and just going to see, yeah, the Queens, the Lings, and the Overlord coming through as well. Zergling speed continuing to come up as well right now. Yeah, Cybercore and the Nexus coming through. The Adept and the Wolf Gate continue to come about. Just having those Queens, just having that Ling speed. All producing. There's a drone. O2 come across that third base. So a couple of Lings is going to head down the other side. It's going to be having the Probe still being chased for a little bit as well. You're going to see the Adept is going to be there, hitting away at a couple of the Zerglings. So Ling's going to push back. Again, Ling speed, the Ling's coming through. Twilight Council Probe and the Adept coming through as well. And the Warp Gate coming up. The Robotics Facility also producing through for the moment. A few Zerglings will continue to apply a bit of pressure onto this Adept. And so we just got a little bit more done. There's got a hatchery coming up over here. Minizurg just started this out, so kind of a late hatchery. But he is going to get this going, so I'm intrigued as to where we take this. Interested in where we go. You thought it was going to be a Diablo faction similar to the Warcraft vs StarCraft game mode? That would be kind of cool, actually, if someone made a Diablo. Surely someone can do that, no? Make a Diablo faction. People have made custom races in StarCraft before. Sure, we could make a race out of Diablo skins and stuff. That'd be actually kind of hella cool, no? I think that'd be very neat. Well, this hatchery's about to be done. Glaves is on the way up. Glaves is a funny one. I think if this is obviously going to stay very link focused, then obviously Glaives is very good. The question is, will it remain link focused? If it's not link focused, are we still okay with this situation? Like I say, those are, that's when we can kind of start asking a few more questions here, perhaps. Once we get this all figured out, the Ling's going to move forward. Actually going to look for maybe a wraparound on these Adepts. Adepts going to be getting caught for a couple of seconds. Just going to see those Lings still coming through just for a moment or so. And just having the Spine Crawlers and the Lings and the Queen continue to come through as well. So again, continue to bring a lot of that up and about. Just for a little bit. The Lings still going to be right there just for the moment. Bringing that into play. Resonate Glaives coming about, Dark Shrine, a couple of Adepts continuing through as well. The Ling's still going to be there with that Spine Crawl and the other Queens nearby. So we continue to punch, we continue to do a little extra just for now. Queens, the Spine going to come about. Again, a little bit more being done just for the moment. Just going to see the units going to keep on fighting. A couple of results going down. The Adepts still taking some hefty damage as well. The batteries are going to finish up. And then Spine's Queens just together able to punch through, and we are going to see this wall take on a little bit more damage once again. Spine's going to try and run to the front now and wrap around on these Adepts. Obviously, the Spines are going to keep putting damage out. Spines versus batteries is basically the question mark. The problem with the Adepts is that it's going to be really tough, as you can see, for them just to step through and to actually get into position here. Like, they just can't really make their way through this position very easily at all, right? So, not really great. Just going to see the Adepts coming over. Still trying to push across. Yeah, Spines and these Queens keep poking their way through this gateway at Cybercore and everything else for a few more moments. First gateway's about to go down. Next Spine Crawlers will start a burrow. Another Spine Crawl on the back coming up as well. The Spines do keep working, and that Cybercore will indeed fall, so we knock that Cybercore down. Robot Facility going to be on the list now as well. The Adept's going to step forward once again, just going to be seeing the Queens drop the transfusions down. We're going to keep a lot of this away, just going to see the Adepts coming over once more, and still poking through onto the Spine Crawlers for a little bit. The Spine's still firing. Robot Facility going to be taking some more damage. The Spines step a bit further forward again, and we just have the Queens, the Spines, chipping through this front door. Now, we do have a prism went across the map, and DTs have shown up, and we do not have detection. So what, we're going to build spores on this side of the map? Oh my goodness, we have no detection on the other side. So Minizurg is no longer going to be mining. The only mining he will get is going to be over here. But then at the same time, UED Soldier is genuinely on his way kind of in trouble. I mean, these Spines are unkillable for him at the moment. He's adding more batteries. I don't even know if that's the right call. Like, batteries are not doing anything. Like, they're buying you some time, but I don't even know if they're buying you very much time, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, like I say, you can long distance mine on this base. It still requires you to make sure that the DT goes down. Apparently the Spine is going to be in reach of it, and is going to be able to get that kill poking away. Lings have swept up into the main base, and we'll go after a few of those probes, trying for a little bit of extra damage. Spine's the Queen still gathering back around. We're just going to be seeing the few shots continue about. Deb still getting poked away at. Spine Crawlers are going to step a bit further through as well. And Swartz is still going to be, again, stepping up a little bit. There's the extra Lings, the probe continuing through. Just going to be seeing that War Prism heading through the natural expansion here and continue to come across. Just going to be loading up a bunch of those workers. And the Spines, the Queens, the Lings just going to run through. That next is going to be taking a whole bunch of damage. Is going to be going down already. The DT continues to swing. Just going to be hitting that hatchery still. The other Adepts are going to continue across too. And just have ourselves the Lings. The Queens continue to come by. And we'll have the pylons and the batteries continue to come across. The Lings will finish this pylon off. Getting that picked up. We're down to one base. He has UED Soldier. So he still has some mining. Everything across the map is going to be dead. We're going to take this base. He has Minizurg. Fine, fresh base. I guess you don't take this one, because in theory we can still long distance. Again, a couple of Spines still just poking out the Archon, so Archon will take a bit more damage. Hatchery is coming through, like I say, over here. We got a couple more DTs more. The main thing about DTs is they can become Archons, right? And yeah, those Archons are going to be very good against the Zerglings here, if nothing else. it's funny, Minizurg is down 30 supply. He only has 14 drones, and yet I still feel like he's competitive. I mean, a lot of the drones from UED Soldier 22 are oversaturated here, so he's not exactly on a great economy. And then Minizurg has all of this stacked defense that is very limiting to what UED can do. I really think Archon's the answer, though. I think if we just keep building Archons, it's going to be good for us, but we're clearly limited on gas. Only 2 gases available in this game here on Old Republic, because we only got the main base. It's not very often you can condense the entire game down onto one screen in StarCraft 2, but this is it. This is the game. You can see everything of note happening right now. The upper right is gone, and everything over there has disappeared. There's still one DT lingering around, just making sure nothing else is coming up, making sure he has thoroughly cleaned out that entire upper right of the map, and we can see that he has, and so this is it. This is the setup. This is what we're playing with here, guys. We do take a couple extractors on this base down in the front, so getting that set up. And there's the Ling over here just checking around as well. The thing that Minizurg needs to make sure of is there's no hidden base, right? Kind of one of those scenarios where very likely a hidden base is coming down and your opponent's trying to live off of that hidden base, so just check for that hidden base, make sure we don't kind of actually have issue with that would be kind of ideal overall. Seeing a couple of Archons drop down. The Lings and the Queens are going to be there. Just going to push the Prism and a couple of Archons away once again. Spawning Pool and the Creep Tumors still coming up. And that Immortal is going to be finishing very shortly as well. DT still slicing and dicing in a couple of places. And Lings are going to be pulling back into this mineral line. Queen going to be in some trouble. Actually going to get there, and that DT goes down already. So able to pick that off. 4 more Adepts warping in. And I've got the Adepts continue to come across into the front. Adepts and the Archons ready to make a play onto this position perhaps. And it looks as though we're going to try and fight this base down. Well, Minizurg says I'm going to go up into this main, but there's a battery, there's a Mortal. Don't think Minizurg has enough, honestly. Losing this base is kind of rough. Obviously, this is the downside of taking this base down here, is that you've got all this stacked defense up here still to kind of pressure into the main and so on. But that doesn't really do anything for like actually defending that base in the middle of the map. So now that your opponent made his way down there, we are... yeah. Kind of unable to really deal with it. Now we actually push into this position, and we are going to see this base in some trouble as well, so straight away I'm sure going to be taking some shots here. I mean, like I said, this is just long distance mining, but it was the only mining we really had going on. The Roach Roaring just finished. I don't think Minizurg can win this game, honestly. Unfortunately, the more I look at it, like, we're just seeing the static defense essentially be nullified for him. He's no longer really... he's long distance mining his opponent's natural now, but that's even worse than the long distance mining here. It's a further distance to mine from, so... you know, the economy is very clearly in the bin. Like I say, it's not like these workers have got an endless amount to work with either. We're going to see the Archons going across the map, but... okay, I was going to say, there's nothing across the map. I didn't know if he was just checking. But yeah, I prefer this. Obviously trying to find some Zerglings. Again, got that Prism and those Archons. They can basically do so much. Just don't lose the Prism. But even if you lost the Prism right now, there's Adepts in the main that are going to stop pushing. There's an Immortal as well. I was going to say we have another Immortal coming up now. I'm happy to see that, because I did think before just one Immortal was not necessarily enough. I think having a second one really is absolutely great here. Just helps, because you've got a lot of spines to break through, and the Immortals are going to be the big damage output against those spine crawlers, so it makes a lot of sense to be kind of, you know, truly properly set up against that potential bust out and be ready to break through when you need to. He is now going across the map with the Archons just to double check. And he's like, has not been doing anything sneaky back here. It's obviously a weird game. He doesn't have anything else on the map, so he's just going to take a moment with the Archons to, like I say, go check around. He's put his opponent in a very weak position. Again, he is not mining much himself. So it's not like he is kind of on a booming economy where it's like, you know, a bunch of workers. Because again, he's limited to one base. And 38 probes, well, like I say, 22 of them couldn't mine before when we last checked in. It's now, okay, 32 over 8. So we still got 24 probes. I mean, the first few probes over the saturation level provide a little bit of additional mining. But not too much. So yeah, they provide a little bit of additional mining, but it's not going to be super crazy. So the majority of those probes oversaturated are completely useless. Because now we have the Immortals finally stepping forward and doing something, actually kind of picking away at the high ground a bit. Probably could have done this a little sooner. Just in general, the Immortals, I think, could have maybe done something sooner, although I think a big part of this is he only had one immortal for so long. This is the first time he's got really multiple immortals up, and so he's actually finally going to start putting them to use, which makes a whole lot of sense. We're not surprising anybody over here right now. Is this Gold League? Nope. This is GM. GMs can play weird games as well, you know, when they get into situations they're not used to or familiar with, and they have to improvise on the fly, and it's hard to make the right decisions. It's can happen too, you know. These are the kind of games where, as the observer, like as the audience, it really is quite easy for us to be like, well, duh, you should just be doing this, but like, these guys have not played these specific scenarios out very often, right? Compared to their usual games of practice and everything, so it isn't as obvious for them. They have to figure out information from in-game info, which is obviously very limited. Yeah, this does look as though it's going to be enough in the end for UED Soldier. We've obviously seen him have high supply for a long time. There's a point where it was obvious the spine crawlers weren't going to be good enough anymore, and UED Soldier is going to take the opening series of today with a 2-1 victory over Minizurg. I'm a little shocked by that. I thought Minizurg was going to be the ongoing favorite for this one, but apparently not the case. And that is going to be that all wrapped up. G to the G's. Alright, I guess going to run some ads, guys, and when we get back to it, it is going to be more StarCraft 2, of course, as we have our next series ready to go. Our second series of the day is going to be Baby Marine versus Hydra. So we're going to get this one running here in a second, guys, and kicking this off. Alright, let's get this ready. Go. Give me 1 second, guys. Double check all good. Yeah, let's go Baby Marine versus Hydra. Oh, I forgot to press the add button somehow. Ugh. Pain. Try that again. We'll just give it 30 seconds or so then, guys, for some ads to play over. And then we'll be good to go. I was thinking, do I have anything like Diablo-y in my room? I'm kind of surprised I don't. I've got a couple like little... I don't really even have Diablo pins. Yeah, I really have very little Diablo stuff. Like, very little. It's actually... I'm surprised I don't have something. I guess I never really got into the Diablo-y things. Crazy. Alright, like I say, Baby Marine Hydra. Let's do it, guys. Let's get this started for some TVP action. Keep the games rolling here today. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you all. I'm excited to get this started off. So, let's get this underway. As we have in the bottom left-hand side, the blue Terran player. This is going to be Baby Marine. As we enter game number 1 of this BO3. Hydra in the top right, our red Protoss player. Pretty fun one. Marine had that little spurt of awesomeness when he made round of 8 of that Home Story Cup. I still think he's very good, but I think consistency, as usual, consistency is difficult to come by in StarCraft 2. If you can be consistent in StarCraft 2, you're very likely going to be one of the very best. It's really the thing. Like, you've got players who can be good and take maps and take series even, but doing it consistently really is just that whole different level. Similar coming down, a couple of refineries in the barracks coming up, so we do take double gas here from the Terran player, which is going to be fun to see how that plays out for a couple of moments. Probe nibbling. SCV's taking some damage. Just gonna see the probe coming back around. Down to the low ground. Setting up over there for a little bit. Probe will just gather up. And again, Cybercore. Nexus coming through at the moment. Bringing that in for a moment or so. Probably just backing off. Doesn't see the need to do too much else just yet, so stepping away from there. Reset things for a moment or two. Looking very reasonable so far. And let's just have Reaper Factory coming up and online as well, so continue to bring that into place here. See the battery dropping down as well. Nexus is very much so still being brought on up. Yeah, Twilight Cancel. Couple of depths. Little gate building by. Just seeing this Reaper about to arrive over here, so just gonna step through. See what we can do. It's gonna be joined by the second Reapers together. Maybe they can find some opportunity. Another counts on the gateway coming about, a couple of probes, and the depth and the warp gate coming over as well. We're just going to be seeing the Cybercore coming through for a few moments, and there's just going to be having the blink continue to come around for now. So blink coming up, a couple of Reapers. I'm just going to be hopping through. The couple of depths are going to pull back. It's going to take a second or so there. You can see that Twilight Council still coming through as well. That blink's still coming in. The Reapers are going to show up, and they're going to jump onto a couple of these probes. 3 workers, and now the Hellions can get to work also, and this is going to be some good damage. We're going to find a lot on this one. 6 workers going down. This is going to be a full cleanup, but we get 1 final worker, make it 7. Great start for Baby Marine. He trades his early units for significant economic damage to the pros players early on. So Hydra going to fall a little bit behind that, as we are going to now have these adepts. They're going to come across and they're going to try and put some kind of pressure on, or at least see what they can maybe do, considering the fact that they've just been basically knocked down to a kind of the only things on the map. I mean, obviously you saw a lot of units going down for your opponents, so maybe you do try and just make a play of that. And we do try and do something from here. Banshee Tank and the Marines coming up and online. Vulcan coming online as well. And again, those few adepts just sitting out the front for the moment. We're going to go for a little bit of a shade. See what we can do. So he's going to pull back together. The adepts are going to take a bit more damage again. It's going to see those adepts pulling back through towards the center of the map. So they're just going to be peeling away in that direction. Getting back over there. And again, we just have as far as the Forge, the Robo Bay. Both those coming up for a few moments. Bringing that through. Both Forges and the Robo Bay all coming up. We get that on the way in right now. The Stalkers will gather. I'm just going to be seeing a couple of depths going to make their way across as well. Just going to be having the charge and the Stalker, the Observer as well, continue to get going. Bringing a lot of these upgrades into play just for the moment. So yeah, Adepts are going to sit tight. And we do otherwise have the double Banshee now striking to the top side. Let's see how successful Baby Marine can be. With a couple of Banshees on his side that are coming across the map straight away to put on a little bit of additional pressure here. And to get this going. And they poke in. Stalker's in position. Observer as well. So that is not going to be the position for them just yet. No success to be found on that one. Sentinel lands, the 1-1 upgrade, the charge, continue to come around here for a couple of moments. Again, 1-1 on the Pro side is nice and a little bit greedy, but something we can definitely play with. It's not super uncommon to see that happening. Stalkers and Sentry just going to be gathering about, just going to be seeing the Thermal Lens, the charge, the 1-1 upgrades coming through as well. Just going to have ourselves the Bioforces gathering, the Medevac's going to move through for a couple of seconds. Again, Medevac Marine Marauder coming over, and just seeing what else we can find as the Concussive Shells also continues to come up. Just going to see a couple of these Adepts going to get caught. Just going to take those down already as well. Bioforce will go out up the left-hand side. Away we head. Again, 1-1 upgrades, the Thermal Lens coming by as we make a push to the top of the map. So bring that across. There's going to be a few units still between the bases there as Hydra and Baby Marine settle in. Figure out what we are going to do. I mean, big push from Baby Marine in a game where he obviously did a lot of damage early, but if he doesn't succeed on this attack right now, it's going to be very bad for him. I mean, he's down a few workers, and also, sorry, he killed 6 probes, the Banshees got back in, but I was going to say also, he right now is about to attack into 1-1 upgrade units, so he was about attacking with no upgrades at all, but he does back away, he does decide it's a bad choice. Just getting a few probes and using this army is more of a distraction than a true commitment. And it seems to be something that works for him there, as the Zealots, the Colossus, pull back to the upper right-hand side. Marine Marauder Viking continue to come through, the Tech Lab coming up. Just having the rest of this army from Hydra back down into the center. Just regathering for a few more moments. Again, Vikings and Marines are still building by. Yeah, I think that Banshee went down, but it got one more probe as it went, so one final worker being picked off here. A bunch of Zealots getting warped in, a couple of sentries being added. Still getting those 2-2 upgrades on the way about. Let's just have ourselves the Foot Mine going to go off. A couple more of these Zealots getting caught. Big Biostim over on the right side. Just going to be pushing through, just having ourselves these Zealots will come about as well. Colossus still laser beaming. I'm just going to see the Stalkers and the Sentry still hanging out over here. We're going to keep on pushing through. The Siege Tanks on the low ground going to take some more damage. We push on forward. A couple of Zealots are still being knocked away at. As Bio Army continue to play cleanup and a whole bunch extra being sorted right now. A lot of extra damage being done. The Banshee's going to show up, put a bit more work in here as well. 4 SCVs going down currently. It could have been a whole lot worse overall, as you just see the Bioforce little Vikings making their way over for the moment. The big Bio Army still moving across once again, just going to get ready for a big push against the Pros. He still has the 2 Colossus alive. He's very close to 2-2. Those double upgrades from Hydra are great, but we just need a little bit more buffer to really allow the 2-2 upgrades to shine. 2-2 is not going to matter if everything dies too quickly and the Colossus don't get enough shots off. Let's see here. Yeah, the Colossus laser beaming are scary for sure. You can see that tank sieging helps. The Prism now got Widowmined while full of units. That would have been a disaster. As now we break up, I think these Marauders are going to be too much. And I think Baby Marine is going to look good to take an opening game, because these Colossus going down does not spell out a successful future for Hydra, unfortunately. It puts him into a whole lot of bother, quite frankly. So yeah, going to bring that through. We've seen a couple of tanks still firing away. Just going to be having the Colossus still doing that thing. The Prism still coming about. Just going to see the tank. He's going to be getting picked away at as well. Stalker's going to get here. A couple of Medevacs being picked off. The Zealot's going to keep charging forward, trying to see what else they can do for themselves. The Ghost is going to step up. A couple of Zealots are still going to be there. The Ghost is going to go down. So we're going to see that cleaned up already. Tank Marine Marauder coming about. Armory on the way. Viking building. Let's see what else we can do here in the next couple moments. Again, a couple of SCVs are going to gather back around. The Storm's still stepping up. Marine and SCV going down just momentarily. And apparently that's going to be enough to turn this around. Wow, what a ridiculous turnaround. The fact that we just turn this around and go across the map and win is ridiculous, because it looked like he was about to die over here, no? Hang on, just a little further back, like here. Here, this looks horrendous. Okay, maybe like 5 seconds sooner. Like, he just chased the Colossus. We maybe went a little bit too deep chasing the Colossus. But, like, this genuinely looked like a horrendous situation. We chasing these Colossus down. Like, right here, I think Baby Marine's going to take a 1-0 lead, no doubt. We save both Colossus. Nice micro. We turn around. Army supplies are even. And I tell you what, it's going to be 2-2 kicking in. That then allows you to push forward here. These tanks get obliterated. They're shooting at Zealots. They don't do much. This tank sieges up for no reason at all as well. Stalker's blinking, getting medevacs again, 2-2, allowing you to push forward. What a crazy turnaround. And these medevacs are just out of energy as well, so they don't have healing to bring these units up to better health. He just loads them up. He loses another siege tank over here. And Baby Marine taps out. I see you guys saying early GG, but I actually kind of agree. His units are low HP. He's going to have to drop another stim, so they're going to be half HP before this even begins. He's lost every single siege tank. He's got a bunker, and there's 2 Colossus that he's got no good answer to. I actually do think it's probably a well-called GG. Like, I actually think he's dead. Wow. Hydra on that counterattack. I had no belief at all. Hands in the air. I did not have any belief that this was going to go the way of the Protoss. I called that in favor of the Terran. And all the haters shall say, see, this is why you don't call gamers early. And I say to them, how do you expect that to happen? How do you expect that to happen, you know? Alright. We're going to head ourselves into game number 2 here, guys. Baby Marine and Hydra. Second map coming through right now. Getting this on the way up. Getting this going. In the bottom right side, down a game is going to be our blue Terran player. This is going to be Baby Marine. Looking to bring it back. Obviously Hydra in the upper left, and Baby Marine are going to get real aggressive in this one as we set up down on the left side already with 1 and 2 barracks. So we are going to get aggro right from the get-go here. And Baby Marine is going to try and bring the aggression straight to Hydra's front doorstep. I would imagine with Marauders. There's barracks number 2 now. There is a probe scout across the map, so we are going to see the chance here from Hydra to see a bit of what's going on. He will get some info as to what is taking place on this. So there's a couple of barracks just coming through. Again, that's settled down for a couple of moments here. Again, just going to see those barracks coming about. Cybercore on the way. Assault coming through as well. Probe still gathering in. The orbital and the tech lab coming about. The barracks still settling for a few more moments. Get this going as the probe does confirm what's going on here. So getting some info. Grabbing that. And able to go from there. Because the shells is on the way. We cancel Tech Lab too, though. He's going to send these barracks home already. Interesting. So he's basically going to say, I'm not going to commit into that this much. I'm going to want you to overcommit. There's no expansion, so yeah, if you're not going to expand, there's no reason to really build the Marauders. Even better if you can actually force the double battery, though. Because currently building 2 batteries is a complete waste. Because 1 Marauder is just going to walk home, or 2 Marauders are just going to walk home. Marauder and Marine are going to walk home. But don't mind this, we step forward, you put a bit of pressure on, you make it look like you really do need these batteries. And you make sure your opponent finishes them up. And you just leave. You don't do anything else here. Leave this barracks, bring it back home. This pressure's over, and at the end of the day right now we are... Okay, we're going to build a bunker for safety, but we're not many minerals away from building and expand, and I think realistically probably expand sooner than the pros player is able to, if you want to. I mean, now Hydra knows that this is pulled back, he'll throw the Nexus down straight away. Minerals came about at the same time, so both the expansions come down, but being able to expand at the same time here, given the situation, is decent. So you still slow your opponent down by quite a bit. Obviously, the tech is going to be very delayed on the side of Hydra as well, so that's one more thing. that we can kind of keep a look at here. Tech Lab just building through on the factory. And that starport coming across also. For a little longer, I'm just going to see the reactor coming into place. The Marauder and the Marine able to get the probe as well. Nice catch. This reactor continues to make a float across. They're just returning home, and that's going to give us a peaceful couple of moments while everyone gets reset here. And gets brought back into position. Again, commands into that reactor coming about. Just going to see the starport lands onto the tech lab. Bringing that through. Again, you can see the barracks coming around. Marine is already producing. Just bringing that up as well for the moment. Again, Twilight Council Robo Bay will continue to come about. Adding the gateway on into the mix as well. Just going to see that command center loading up. And floating across down to the lower side of the map here. So just going to drop that CC down into position. Couple batteries and the Zealots and the Stalk are going to gather as well. Just going to have the Robo Bay and the Gateway continue to produce through. A couple of probes will build. Observer still nearby. Can obviously keep a good eye on things as well for a little bit, so keeping our eyes on that for now. Let's just have, blinking the orbs coming through too, so bringing a lot of that over, getting this set up. You have the observer continues to go to the upper left, so just going to move across here. Take a couple seconds. Again, the couple forges and that blink coming by as we speak. Continue to bring that over. Yeah, Marines in the tank coming through as well. There's another Stalker that's just warping in already. Third Nexus drops in from Hydra. Fairly decently kind of placed. Not the earliest it could have been, but obviously it's been a bit of a weird opening. Everything, the timings are definitely off from the norm, so... I'm just going to be seeing the medevac coming across. Going to load a few Marines in toward this main base. I'm just going to be seeing the 1-1 upgrades continue to come by. Again, the blink is going to set up just for a little bit. Again, Stim, Med Tank, Liberator, all of that coming through. I'm just going to be seeing the third Nexus on that left side setting up as well. So, bring that into position. Bigger army from Baby Marine collecting together right now, so coming across this map, getting set to maybe do something of this. Will we be able to do much? You might be able to get a siege on this third base. The units of Hydra are extremely low numbered as well. Actually, Hydra has basically nothing right now, so I think this third base might just be dead, honestly. Liberator gets sieged, a couple of Bayouns going to come walking along with it. See this Nexus taking some damage. Pylon is going to fall, so yeah, this third is just going to go down straight up and simply. It's not going to be kept alive, unfortunately, during this, as you do see the other tank is going to step forward as well. And this Nexus is about to go down, so Nexus will drop. Just going to see that picked away at. Bio, Liberator, going to be here. Just going to see the unit stimming forward, and the Colossus is going to turn back around as well. Stepping away from this for now. Again, the 1-1 upgrades, then the Lancel coming through. Bio, gonna shoot. Pylon, a couple of batteries going down. There's Zealots and the Colossus stepping forward as well. Just seeing that Colossus getting shot at. It's gonna get picked away out here. Bio is still fighting through. A couple of those Stalkers still getting absolutely ravaged at the moment. A couple of Observers sit overhead. And we'll see the Bio army just pushing through. A couple of tanks are gonna get sieged up. And again, pushing forward for a couple of moments. The probes are gonna come about. Just having the units getting absolutely melted. Hydra just not where he needs to be at all in this game. Never got 2 feet underneath him, and Baby Marine tied it up 1-1. So tied up 1-1, and then game 3 on the horizon here. between Baby Marine and Hydra. Get that going in a moment. Let's just run a couple minutes of ads, guys, otherwise they're going to play during the games. Did I ever play or cast Warcraft 3? No. I played a very small amount of it when they announced Reforged, what's it called? Warcraft 3 it is Reforged, right? I think it was Reforged. I played a very small amount of it then, but like, talking like an hour, 2 hours. So yeah, not a lot, realistically. Not a lot. Yeah, Reforged. I have a Warcraft 3 Reforged thing literally on my shelf over here. I couldn't remember what it was called. Yeah, so not really. Not really. OSC is so interesting. Why do so many players sign up for it with its weird format and low price pool? It doesn't really have a weird format. It doesn't really have a low price pool. I mean, the price pool for this is like you can get $600 for first place. And if anything, it's better than usual for the players because you just play a best of 3 in your free time, basically. Like, you don't have to be there on a certain day. You don't have to show up at a certain point, right? Like, you don't have to give up 5 hours and wait for other guys to play their matches. You just play your best of 3 whenever you and your opponent agree to play your best of 3, and you just slowly progress towards winning more money. So, yeah. Why not? It's actually a great tournament format for the players, I would imagine. Like, okay, if you drop to the lower bracket, you might play a lot of matches, but I mean, OSC is a really good mix as well, because obviously a lot of players take part, but there's a lot of players at different ranges, so obviously some of the not top of the top guys want to play because it's a good tournament for them to actually be able to make a run in and still earn some prize money. Some of the top guys will play because it's a very easy commitment. So yeah. I think it's the same with King of the Hill. Like, I know King of the Hill, map by map, it doesn't seem like a lot, but you also just... It's not like you have to sit there forever. For King of the Hill, you go, and once you start, that's it, you're playing, and every time you win a map, you win money. Like, is it groundbreaking money every single map? No, but it adds up, right? Like, and you're going to be playing StarCraft anyway, so instead of continuing to play ladder for an hour, you stop and play a few games of King of the Hill, bam. Suddenly you've got, like, you know, plus $40 you didn't have before. Some extra OSC points that can help you out in a big tournament at the end of the year as well. Yeah, why not? It's really not a bad deal. I actually think OSC does a lot of really cool things that, by being different, I don't think it's in a bad way at all. I think a lot of other organizers are scared to do it like OSC do it. Because I do think OSC maybe struggles a bit in terms of, like the viewership aspect of it, maybe. Just because, you know, sometimes the tournaments aren't as consistent and so on, but, like, they're not as worried about that as just providing for the players. And like I say, I think for the players, the formats are fun, they're unique. They can just be fun to take part in something different as well, you know? What's up, Merham? How you doing, mate? Thank you so much for the 89-month resub. Whew. On the tier 3 as always as well. I appreciate you, mate. Hope you're doing it fantastic. Thank you for going above and beyond. Almost 90 freaking months. What's that like? Hey. That's 7.5 years next month. It's crazy. Thank you so much for the tier 3 as well. I know you've been tier 3 for like basically forever. Kind of wild because I've probably said this a lot of times when you resubscribe, but not a lot of people actually use the tier 2 or tier 3 subs, so actually kind of amazing to see some of them coming through still. Yo, BBB dude as well, thank you so much for the 59-month resub on the Prime at Daily ST Auction. Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Kind of confused why good players skip tournaments. Well, in fairness, tournaments are not always the most efficient practice because it depends what kind of tournament it is, right? Like a lot of the time is we are going to see 2 gateways proxy tiers, so super aggro from Hydra. Because for example, say you play an open cup, realistically the first hour of the open cup you might be waiting for an opponent, playing someone that's, you know, going to be not even making you think about StarCraft. And then if you win your next best of 3, you maybe have to wait for your opponent again, so that's even more downtime. So in terms of just games per hour, tournaments are not like the best practice. In terms of open cups, and sometimes you just don't like the commitment of like, you know, the bigger events of like, hey, I have to be here for this day of my group stage. I then have to have these days blocked off in my calendar because maybe if I get to the playoffs, I need to be able to play on all 3 of them, but then I don't know if I'm going to be able to play on all 3 of them, so I can't actually make any life decisions for those days because I might be busy, but I might not be, you know? It's a little awkward. So, yeah, it's, there's reasons. At the end of the day, some people as well just really do, I mean, some of the very top guys really do think it's just better to have that, you know, game plans and builds held back away from the public eye until the biggest of events come around still, you know? Like, this is something which is maybe being lost a little bit in StarCraft 2 over the past few years, simply for the fact that, you know, so many people do just play and stuff. By the end of the day, disappearing before big events and coming in with fresh builds and a different kind of approach on the game is a pretty huge deal. So, yeah. Anyways, I need to stop yapping on about other things. I apologize, guys. We've obviously got some big action going on here. The first dog has already shown up. Now, 6 SCVs have already gone down. This is very committed because it's 3 gates. The problem is if we try and hold this low ground, I fear that that's going to be an absolute disaster. The CC on the low ground, still taking some shots, still taking some hits, just going to be seeing the Adept chaining by. Marine and the Reaper together, going to try and play cleanup. If we can get rid of the Stalker, that'd be great. We do get rid of a Stalker. The Adept now taking quite a lot of damage too. The factory's on the high ground, but has not been building anything. Okay, it's got a Tech Lab now building a Cyclone. 9 SCV is gone, but obviously no expansion from the Protoss player. The expand only just starting now, so some of this damage is allowable at the end of the day. Couple Marines gather, a couple of Adepts negotiating through the barracks. It's going to end up lifting off here. I'm just going to see those few Adepts, and the Stalkers will come back around. Just going to see what else we can get up to as a couple of Adepts will shade toward the high ground here. Not be able to do too much though overall. And we have got the Cyclone that's going to lock on, so those Adepts going to get jumped on for a couple moments. Continue to push that away for now. Again, the Marines will some damage out to the Orbital Command, still taking a few hits. I'm just going to have our Cyclone, Starport, Tech Lab and the SCV continue to come across. Twilight Council next is coming about. Warp Gate building through. And just have ourselves this Orbital Command going to come back over here for a few moments. Getting into position. Drop that straight into place. Again, the Robo Facility, Nexus, Probe, and the Warp Gate. All of that coming straight over for a few moments. You're going to see the couple of gateways continue to build into place as well. And these Cyclones will get rid of these gates. This is the problem with having committed to this. Your tech is going to be delayed. You're not even going to keep your gateways alive. Your Warp Gate is super late here as well. So a lot of issues, honestly, on the side of Hydra right now. He's in a bit of a rough spot. And his Baby Marine seems to be powering through from this early game pretty nicely for now. We'll see if he can go across the map and maybe do some damage as well very shortly. In the end, this is a very good defense. It was scary at first because you lost a load of SCVs, but it was so committed that, like I say, losing a bunch of those SCVs was somewhat fine because, like I say, your opponent was committing a lot to make sure we could do that, right? I see 2 Cyclones going across the map. Ready to make a move through. A couple of Cyclones going to step in. Cyclones locking on. Probe going down. Again, Banshee tank and the Marines all coming through. That cloaking coming up. Cyclones are going to be just back on the map, not rushing into anything just yet, so keeping themselves pretty safe in the grand scheme of things here. And yeah, that charge coming up. Tank Marines and the Banshee coming online as well. Now a bit of a bigger push. Few SCVs, the Banshee involved. A lot of high damage output units against someone who is very techless. I mean, charge is going to be done soon, but we've got 5 gates building, so there's not going to be a lot of Zealots available straight away. I think that's going to be the big issue in this. Is that the Zealot count's just not going to be there in time, as these units are about to show up. This battery's not ready either. Sorry, that's the second pylon. The battery's in the back. I thought there was a second battery coming up that might be of aid. Yeah, without a second battery, I actually feel even worse about this for Hydra. The first gateway is going to be going down before they even warp in much. Oh, we do have a DT. So Dark Shrine active and the DT will be annoying, but the DT revealing itself here Now Baby Marine knows he just needs to save some scans, but also has to deal with DTs at home, so it's a little awkward, actually. Okay, DTs are actually going to do some work. DTs are going to do some work. Pushing forward with the Cyclones, the Marines, the tank. All still coming across, pushing up to this high ground. A few more probes going down. Kind of like just chasing the main, gets the scan off. Every damage we do now basically stops more DTs warping in. Finally got a scan at home as well, so we kill another DT there. One more DT shows up here. At the end of the day, this is annoying, but it's not going to be game-changing. I don't think these DTs are just not able to do enough in time, as all of the probes of Hydra are going to be going down. At this point, you can lose this entire army as Baby Marine and just reinforce with units from across the map with a couple of scans, and then you're going to be absolutely fine as well. Probe facility denied, building the prison. It's going to be seeing the Marines and the tank coming back through as well. And Bunker will fade away. Hydra says GG. Baby Marine will take game 3 of this series. 2-1 in Baby Marine's favor as he advances on through. All right. All right, all right, all right. Do. Alrighty, guys. We are going to get this rolling into our next series then. So, Baby Marine pulls it back. He gets it going. He can salvage a burning bunker. Yeah, because the burn doesn't really cancel the damage. The damage that cancels the salvage is just from like a unit firing. So yeah, if it's burning, it can still salvage. I never really thought about that actually though, because obviously they updated bunkers to cancel salvaging when they take damage, right? But yeah, I guess it makes sense that the burn doesn't cancel it, because then you just never get to salvage if it's low HP. Which kind of sucks. I think it's kind of working as intended, but it's never, like I say, never really thought about it. Crazy business. Crazy business. MaxPacks versus Eba up next is going to be a favorite versus underdog kind of situation, as you might imagine. So, yeah, get this on the way in a few moments. Get this ready to go. Kick off into our next game. So it's going to be MaxPacks Eba Sovereign on Winter Madness. Let's run some mads between matches, and then we'll get this ready to go and fight. Let's just take a quick BRB. Guys, going to go off screen for a second. And we'll be back in just some more games. I'll see you guys in a couple seconds. BRB. Alright, thank you for the moment, guys. As we get ready to get into more games here. MaxPacks versus Eba is going to be up next. Let's get into this PvZ. Definitely MaxPacks a favorite on this one. So get this ready to go. Hope everyone is feeling great. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting. Appreciate you all being here. Let's get into it. As we have in the bottom right side, the red Protoss player is going to be MaxPacks. Up against the blue Protoss, there's going to be Eba. Game one of this series as we get this up and ready to rumble. Exciting times. Alright, Gateway on the way up. Wow, Eba's playing Protoss. Oh, I didn't even... Brain took a moment here. Eba's usually Zerg, but he's going to play Protoss here. Okay, well, he's going to try and play MaxPacks in the PvP. I'm going to go ahead and say that's not going to end well for him. This is going to be tough for Eba playing his main race, never mind playing the off race. Okay, so, PvP time. Cool. I was just catching up on chats and stuff. I didn't see. Alright, a couple gates coming up then. There's going to be a couple gates versus the single gate of MaxPacks. He's just going to say, well, I challenge you to basically, you know, break me or match my expansion, which I think is not a bad choice. I mean, maybe you expect Eba to be good at aggression if he's going to off-race into a PvP. Maybe he will play the kind of the lower base kind of count. It's going to be easier to execute in theory. Like, when I say easy to execute, right? If you don't expand, there's less things that can go wrong, right? So there's less things if you're not comfortable with them that you can maybe be punished for. But that means that, like I say, if that's more likely, MaxPacks, he's got to know that there's a possibility too. He might just believe. I mean, MaxPacks wholeheartedly believes, I think, that he can defend the majority of these attacks most of the time anyway, otherwise he wouldn't keep doing this. So, kind of makes sense as we get ready to go. Who is Eba? He's a British Zerg player, just, yeah, playing Protoss here. Does he have no chance? Yeah, I honestly think if he was playing Zerg, there's a chance, like, of taking a map, there's a chance of taking the series, still very low chance. But, PvP, I'm not going to be favoring. I'm not going to be favoring him, unfortunately. So, I mean, let's see, though. Maybe I can be proven wrong. There's the Stalker. I'm going to go after the probe. He's going to take that probe down. Just going to have the Stargate, the Nexus, and the Warp Gate continue to come through for a few moments. And again, the probe on the top side from MaxPacks pulling back across as well. It's just stepping up over there. And yeah, a couple of Stalkers, the Warp Gate and the Gateway. Battery coming through. Battery, Nexus, and the Oracle coming on the other side. And a lot of that online just for the moment. Stalker and the Oracle coming about. A couple of Stalkers will move through for a few moments, so just going to be having already poked and getting turned away. We'll see what the next motion of this will maybe be. A couple more of those Stalkers coming across here. It's going to be poking in. Stalker the Zealot taking a few hits of damage. And next on the Voidray all building up. Just going to see the Stalkers will come over and still ready to push at the front here for a few moments. Again, Voidray, the batteries all coming online. Couple Stalkers, turn the Oracle back around. Maybe seeing again a few more hits coming through. Continuing back and forth. It's a lot of Stalkers. Gonna step through again. Another Stalker already taking some shots. Nexus. I'll just be gathering here. Stalkers keep on putting out some damage. Just going to be seeing the battery, the Voidray, all still building on the side of MaxPacks. These units are going to try and step through for a couple seconds. Stalker's going to poke. The Nexus is still going to be taking some damage here, so for a couple moments at least, seeing a little bit going on. You're not going to be seeing, obviously, Eva trying to break through this spot. With 2 Voids already up, we need to start breaking through these Void Rays. If we're not breaking through these Void Rays soon, it's going to become quite a difficult situation to play out of, so it does feel like that is going to be, like I say, a problem shortly if we're not able to find a way to do something about this. Again, the unit's going to go back and forth a little bit. Do those Voids just gathering up for now. One Void Ray goes down already. We have a couple Stalkers taking some hits. The Void's still going to be there. Another Stalker taking damage. And Void will activate. Just going to be seeing the pylon coming up as well. Continue to bring this about. Just going to go back and forth for a couple of seconds. Actually going to be seeing the Void Ray taking some shots, but I mean, as long as this Void Ray is not going down, that's going to be more than good enough. That's going to be GG. Plain, simple, easy. MaxPacks defends. And he takes this opening game of the PvP that I was not expecting to be PvP on this one. MaxPacks as usual, just showing pristine control in the matchup. Able to keep Void Rays alive. He's so good at just controlling these situations. He's done it probably more than anybody else ever has. And it really does show in his games, to be fair, so... Alright, game 2 coming up. Our third series of the day has had a fast start to it. Let's see if the second game has anything different kind of planned for us as we go into what will be more PvP in the top left-hand side. Up 1 game, our Red Protoss player here is MaxPacks. Up against, in the bottom right, Hydra. Our blue Protoss player. Alright, getting the assimilator coming up here just for a moment or so. Some probies coming through. Just going to have that worker heading down to the bottom side of the map initially, so bring that straight across. Probe on a journey. A couple of assimilators, the gateway, and other workers building. And get this set up and running. Probe up that right side. Electric gates coming through the cyber core, so will be coming up as well. That probe will settle. Just going to have ourselves the couple of bits and pieces coming through for a few moments as well. So again, getting a lot of that on the way. Iba's already putting a pylon down across the map again, so you can kind of get an idea as to the fact that Iba might be getting a little bit aggro once more here. So getting that pylon up, getting that ready. And Cybercore's finishing both sides. Instant target from MaxPacks. Nice defensive way for him to open while still playing the 1 gateway. And again, kind of his specialty here, something he can absolutely carve into a defense as required over the course of this game. So Stargate coming up, Warp Gate coming by. Gateway and a couple more Stalkers coming through as well. You're going to be seeing this Zealot coming off to the sides. There is going to be this gateway here that MaxPacks is going to be very close to finding. Does not quite go towards seeing it, so doesn't get that bit of info. Nexus does drop down. Oh, Probe sees it. So you see it now, and he's going to double check, and he's going to see that it's a gateway. So now you know exactly that there's pressure coming in. And the Zealot wasn't actually too far back just yet either, so the Zealot will also walk over here and try and get onto the pylon just now. So Stalker Probe. Jumping straight onto this one. A couple Stalkers now fly, Probe going down. You're going to see the gateway, the extra Stalkers and that Warp Gate still building through. And again, Oracle and the Stalker coming up from MaxPacks, the Warp Gate and the Nexus is coming in as well. There's a couple Stalkers still chasing the Zealot, still taking some damage. Just going to pick that Zealot off, continue to chase for the Stalker. And again, continue to push through here for a couple of moments. 2 more Stalkers, battery in the warp gate. Still coming into play for the moment. Couple of probes. We'll continue to sell. Voyager in the warp gate coming about. This Oracle still heads down to the bottom side. Just gonna see those couple of gates continuing to die for a couple seconds. Again, Stalker Sentry coming through as well. The Oracle still coming back around for a couple moments. We're ready to fight there. The few Stalkers going back the other way. Obviously, eBay ready to try and rally these Stalkers in. We have got the first Voyager up. An extra battery going to come down now from MaxPacks. The second Voyager again very close to being done. The Stalkers will start to poke for a little bit of this initial damage, hurting this Nexus just a tad to start us off here. And again, the 2 Stalkers, the Sentry and the Voyager, going to keep poking through, and we are going to see that Nexus still taking a few more shots. Yeah, Nexus taking, like I said, just a little bit more damage here. The Voids overhead, the couple Stalkers and the Sentry will be there as well. Just going to have this Nexus is dropping and dropping. It's going to take a bit more damage. Obviously, MaxPacks uses the Nexus health as a resource, right? So he's going to be playing around this idea of, okay, this Nexus is a resource to me right now. The time you have to spend kind of chipping through it is going to be, you know, time that I get to build more stuff up, time I get to start figuring out how I'm going to poke onto you. Well, you have to give up the Nexus here. Force field comes down, trying to trap a couple Stalkers, gets 1 kill. This is not Blink, remember, so if the Stalkers get force fielded in a bad way, they get punished for it. And that's exactly what MaxPacks is trying to catch over these next few moments as well as the humans. Step through once again. We're going to see the Fortress activating that prismatic alignment. Ooh, it's going to hurt. A bunch of Stalkers going down. Some of them trapped to the top sides. The force fields, when they did land in a meaningful way, really were very good. Now we're going to try and dive through his Eva, but this is not good. He's losing too many Stalkers. He doesn't have the damage output to even kill that first Void Ray. It's going to be GG. MaxPacks with a clinical defense, as per usual, here in the matchup. GG. GG. Alright, we will be on to our next matchup, guys. As I just got told that we will not be able to do the sponsored stream today because of an issue with getting the accounts ready. So, I'll take that out of the title. So we'll not be doing any of that today, guys. Oh. We'll figure that out a bit later on. As we get ready for more StarCraft. So it's going to be Solo versus Fant for us up next. We can get that on the way in a few moments. Some ZVZ action here, guys. Get that ready to go, go, go. This off. We'll just run some ads between series. It's a short series, but no better time to run ads. Short series just means we get to bank up some time or so. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. Let's set up for the ZVZ then, guys. Get this ready to go. Go. Solar versus Fant. We'll start this off in a minute or so. Some ZVZ. Fant is always a fun player to watch. Again, to this first round matchup. We actually had Fant is actually one of the guys we're going to see. I guess Eber as well. I didn't realize this, but yeah, Eber beat Mindel VK in the first round. So that was Eber's second match of the tournament in round 2. Some of the players have a buy into round 2. MaxPacks, one of those guys. The other guys, so that's already one player we've seen twice. Fant is another guy. Fant in the early round took out Honmono already. That was actually some interesting ZVT. But he got that win and now gets to play solo in the ZVZ. Obviously some of the highest seeds here present and ever available to apply some pressure and look good. Alright, let's kick this off. Let's get into the ZVZ. Let's get this one on the go. Let's jump into Tokamak. And get this rolling. So, in the bottom left-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the yellow Zerg player. This is going to be the yellow Zergy, Mr. Fant. As in the top right, we're going to have our red Zerg, the right corner belonging to Solar. Solar's a favorite here, again, just let's preface things as they are. Solar is the favorite in this DVZ, there's no real doubt about that at all. Bigger question is going to be, can Fant provide a bit of an upset? I could see Fant taking a map. I think Solar's very solid. I think he's very good. He's very tricksy in ZVZ when he needs to be, but I think Fant has some fun builds and a few fun things, and I think in ZVZ, I'm gonna say he could take a map. I don't think he takes a map every time, so if it's 2-0 for Solar, also not really surprised, but like, say Fant and Solar played like a best of 9, right? Say they played 3 lots of best of 3s. I'd imagine Fant takes a map at some point in that sort of period, you know? Like, that's kind of where I put him at least a map, right? So, yeah, I would say that's where I'm kind of at for Fant. So, I'd say it's very possible for him to take a map here. Maybe that's even been a bit cruel on Fant's side. Not sure, but that's just my initial thoughts. As Hatch, Gas, and Pool comes up, obviously everything's still in the winner bracket of this tournament. There is a lower bracket as well. Players will start to get eliminated through that lower bracket a bit further down the line. As, yeah, the Hatch, Gas, and Pool coming up. Drones will be a building. We'll just have ourselves the Overlord sitting at the front, the other Overlord to the upper right, getting moving as well. Alright, so Hatch, Gas, and Pool coming through. The drone is going to get settled here. It's going to have the couple Lings and Queens building up. Queens and Lings on the other side as well, being built for now. Bringing a lot of this through for a few moments. The Queen is going to start building up on the hatchery. So we get that going. And yeah, Zergling Speed will start to build. A couple extra Queens coming through. Link Speed on both sides of the map. Bringing that over for the moment. And there's Overlord of Fant just going to be chilling out over here for a few more moments as well. Let's just continue to settle this up to the top side. A couple of other Lings will make their way across. Head towards the upper side of the map. How long for the ride on this one? A couple Lings. Gonna nibble out another couple Lings. And there's the hatchery, third hatch position coming through already. Things come around then and get settled for a couple of moments. It's going to be seeing the Baneling nest coming up and bringing that about. Both players, everything very standard and similar to each other for now. Everyone's playing a pretty similar situation just for the moment. That Bane nest coming up from both players already. Again, the Lings coming through. That Zergling Speed coming up as well. Having that Baneling nest coming straight into position just for the moment. Bringing that straight by. Again, Queen, a couple Banes coming across, drone in the hatchery, building it by for a couple seconds, just gonna settle. You see those Zerglings getting to the upper right. We're just gonna have ourselves this hatchery. We're already gonna get nibbled at here for a few moments. Feelings come in from the other side. And we're gonna see those Queens able to fire it up. Again, a little bit of that Ling Bane coming back over as well. The few Zerglings already into the middle for a few more moments. Well, it's going to be a good spread of red and yellow across the map. There's good vision from both players. They get to see a lot of what's going on in this situation. And do you see the Lings and the Banes coming back through? That Roach run still building up, a couple extra drones on the way. Additional Zerglings all building out as well. So again, we're putting a lot of that by. Just having a couple of Lings going to run down over here. And again, the Ling Bane still gathering through for a few moments. The Ling is going to go back the other way. The Zergling going to get picked away at. Again, Roach coming up, Overlord coming by. The Lings will pull back over. Let me take a couple seconds, see what else we can be doing. Lings to the middle of the map. That one is Zergling. Just going to be pulling back over here for a few moments. So again, just going to be pulling that back through for a little bit. Just going to see this hatchery coming about as well. Still got the +1 missile upgrade, getting into production, allowing the roaches producing through too. So again, we continue to bring that straight over. Just seeing those Lings are going to be there. Those roaches are going to settle down. We've got drones, roaches, the lair. Continue to produce through for a little further. Continue to get this all rolling as the roaches get another couple of Zerglings. Again, another couple of grabs already. Just seeing the extra roaches coming back across. Missiles and all these bits and pieces coming straight through. Roaches just coming back again. Just going to be seeing again the missile upgrade coming about, lay on the way. Queen going to be fighting. A couple of the Zerglings going to get shot at as well, so a bit more damage being done already. As we play the defense, 112 to 106 supply, work counts even. Both players heading to missiles. I mean, Fant has a missile upgrade lead, and he's faster on the lair too, so Fant maybe arguing a bit of a lead. He's a little bit down on army supply by 7 or so, but that faster roach speed is nice. The faster +1 is very nice for Fant as well. We'll see if we can actually make use of that and do something with this in the next few moments. Roachling Bane coming about. Queen just going to be the Overseer, taking some damage already. Missiles on that roach speed all coming up. The extra roach is coming through on the bottom side. This Overseer is just going to be kept down over there as well. Couple of the Queens coming back through. Yeah, roaches coming about. I'm just going to see these roaches coming across the other side. So again, bringing those straight across here. Ling Roach going to be on the move just for the moment. Bringing that around and just going to be seeing this army heading toward the top. Good connection over there. Going to be grabbed. You're just going to see the Roach Ravager continue to come in, and playing a bit of defense. Fant going to get turned around already. These other roaches continue to come across. Just going to get chased away for the moment. And we are going to be seeing the drones, the roaches, the Ravagers, the +2 missiles continue to come in here as well. Plenty of roaches coming through, and the rest of this Roach Ravager just settling. A couple of corrosive bars are going to come down. The roaches and the Ravagers getting turned away again. This set of rocks are going to be under some fire. Taking a few hits. Corrosive bile doesn't land on anything just yet. And the Lings there going to be able to get rid of that Queen. Going for another Queen as well. The Roach Ravager going to engage in. Corrosive bile's landing for a Ravager in the back line. And we are going to see Solar continue to just punch through into this at the moment. Yeah, does he have enough defensively? I felt like the high ground was looking okay for him, but clearly it's not enough in the end. As you can see, he's just running out of units. Solar's going to be able to keep powering through this one on Tokamak, and it is going to go the way of Solar. So Solar is going to get our first game. Very even, and then got to one of the bigger fights straight away. Bam. The power of the Solar macro really shows itself there as we get ourselves straight into a game 2. Pretty quick opening game, so we can get to the next nice and quickly. Alright, let's head into Tourmaline. In the bottom left-hand side, how about Yellow Zerg? He's going to be down a game. Fant is going to be trying to bring it back here in a game 2 of this OSC mid-season playoffs. seeds available to the OSC Championship. It usually happens in January, of course, the culmination of the year of OSC events. And like I say, winner of this gets to start really deep in the winner bracket of the OSC Championship. The OSC Championship is a long, grueling affair for many. It's much less of a long, grueling affair for those that win the OSC mid-season playoffs, because you get to, like I say, start in like round 4 or 5 or 6 or something of the winner bracket. It's a crazy advantage. It's really, really good. So yeah, if you want to have a good run there and play a lot less games on the way to a championship, that is where you want to be. Sol in the top right is a 2-time OSC champion. Going back to 2016 when he won his first, and he won his second in 2019. Two-time OSC champion Solar here is... If you're watching the production tab, you'll have seen the gas in the pool come down from Fant. It's a very fast link speed, so just link speed as well. Nothing extra to that, so just the link speed for the moment coming through. Get that on the way. What's a Big Daddy SC2? Thank you so much for the 11-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate you. Thank you very much indeed. As the other hatch and the link speed continue to come about. Hatch in the pool coming up on the other side. Link speed coming over. Just going to see that Overlord about to finish. Hatchery still coming up. And there's Overlord going to get to the upper right side as well. Means the Ling's building through. Ling's and the link speed coming about. Just having this Overlord in the middle of the map for a few moments. Continue to make a couple of moves for the moment, so just getting this all nicely set up. Obviously waiting for these Lings to hit from Fant in the near future here, so a couple of Lings going to move out. Solar. Is he going to be prepped for this? Obviously with enough Lings coming in as a surprising factor. Could be interesting. I mean, let's look at Solar's vision as well. Is there a way these Lings slip across the map? Not really. He has coverage on both the main passageways, so he's going to see them, but I mean, he's extending the time until he does see them with his Overlord pulling away. Now he sees it. Now he sees the link speed. He already has some Lings across the map for the link speed. Catching a Queen out the front. Bayonet's coming down. That's not going to finish in time. Spine starting. Solar's in trouble as these Lings are going to hold the ramp. And the Lings that spawn on the low ground going down immediately. The drone's trying to retreat. Going to try and set up a Baneling Nest on the high ground instead. That gets killed instantly. Never mind cancelling. That just straight up dies. And these Lings, they're going to wrap around on the hatchery. That's a very brave play. Instead of running into the mineral line and giving the chance for the drones and the Queen to combine their defenses, would rather hit the hatchery and threaten to take this down and try and find a response. Now he runs into the mineral line, though, running into what may be one of those scarier positions. The Spine's about to finish, but Soul's just going to say game. And Fant is going to take game number 2, and we get tied up 1-1. Fant steals a map. Cheeky little bit of ZVZ. We said it was possible, and this is, I guess, kind of one of the ways I thought we might see it happening as well. So, yeah, GG's on that one. And we are going to go to game 3, which I guess we just go into straight away, guys. I think we just send it. We are very good on ad time in ZVZ. How long can it take? In CVZ. Yeah, the fast previous series really helped us to move through, so. Alright, countdown coming in. Let's throw us in game as we get into more action here on the OSC Championships mid-season playoffs. Cast a curse incoming. What, 40-minute ZVZ? Yo, if I cast a curse into a 40-minute ZVZ, I'm okay with it, you know? Like, if I cast a curse into awesome games, hands in the air, it's okay, you know? We'll take it. It's fine. I accept. I accept. I feel like you guys are not playing. Unless it's a very boring long ZVZ. Long ZVZ can be kind of slow going sometimes, but a lot of the time it's very good as well. Hatch coming about. New drones coming in. It's going to be seeing the hatch on both sides of the map initially. hatch gas pool coming in then. A couple drones coming about. Get this settled into place. And let's see what we want to do. There's a spawning pool's coming around. And yeah, hatch gas pool all coming over. A couple of those drones coming in as well. Yeah, a couple of drones setting about, pools coming in, hatcheries are going to build also. Just going to be having the setup coming about for the moment or so. And yeah, that spawning pool coming up for a little bit, bring that into place. And this all started. Couple queens. Going to be continuing from both players. Yeah, watching a dead space on the map, but there's not much else going on. We've got a couple of lings coming over. And starting to move on the map. Obviously nothing super crazy. Both players are mirrored at the moment. They're both continuing to mine the same amount of gas as well. So it looks like we're heading into a standard baneling nest from both. And likely just a little bit of ling bane. One player may take the initiative, the other might then respond. So we'll figure that out. See what we can do as the hatch and a couple of drones will continue to build into place. And get that ling speed coming through for a couple of moments. Then coming back around again, Bane Nest coming up, hatchery building, drones on the way, ling speed producing. A lot of that coming up and into place as we go about this one. Yeah, the Bane Nest coming, hatchery going through, circling speed will be building. We will gather here. Feeling's going to be coming through. The Baneling is going to show up as we see a little bit of aggression coming through for a couple of moments. So again, bringing that all around. Just going to see those feelings coming about. The Roach Worm coming up. Drones producing through as we speak. So again, coming up and running with this Ling Bane. Going to fight back. No one's going to be able to really do too much of anything here. Roach Worm coming in a little bit more quickly here from Fant, who has built one in the back for a second, and then if I was a misclick, it was meant to be an Evo chamber. That does make a lot more sense. I was a little concerned right now we're double roach roaring, but yeah, that's not going to be too much of an issue. And Ling's coming up, roach roaring coming through. Just going to be seeing the other Lings coming up to the top side. Gonna see those Lings coming in. Just gonna be seeing a couple of drones getting jumped on here. So gonna see Fant showing up, but he's losing a lot of drones on the other side as well. Losing 3 workers and then trying to attack in, but not really being able to do much just yet is gonna be a little problematic. As these Lings want to get a couple of drones, so we're gonna respond with some damage. Supplies just are not there for Fant. He is down 33 to 42 workers, so he is in trouble for sure at this current point in time. Again, the Carapace coming around. Zergling's just going to head down to the bottom side as well. I'm just going to be seeing the rest of this coming in for a couple moments then. So again, setting this up. And yeah, that and the Evo chamber and so coming through as well. Drones, overlords, and a few more roaches coming in to play just for the second. And drop that spine crawler into position. Just going to be having the other Zerglings coming about here. Ling's going to run up, Carapace upgrade, the Roach is still coming through. Just going to see the other Lings are come back down into the center of the map. So again, bringing that back into position. Just for now, these Roaches are going to be here. Continue to settle for a few moments, get that all going. See what we can try and do. Again, that missile upgrade coming about as well. Next to Roaches in the lair coming in as well. So again, continue to bring that up. for a few moments. Carapace and the Roach is still building as we continue to settle this into place. Spine Crawler. On the way up, those extra Roaches coming through. Just going to see on the top side, the few Lings and the Roach and the Banes coming about as well. So again, getting that set. We'll see on the bottom side, the Queen's gathering also. And the Lings trying to counter. Fant's bounced back on the supplies, but I'm very concerned about the drone count. As you can probably see right now, the drone count is not looking super great. So, yeah, something we maybe need to work on a little bit here. And we just have the Roach and the Lings gathering back about. And again, these units going to head towards the upper side of the map and try and see maybe what we can find for a little bit. Missile upgrade, Roach speed coming through. The Lings are going to continue to head to the top, get in position, and some additional Zerglings are going to come about as well. Roach speed plus 1 missiles, all continuing through here. And those Roaches are going to try and get up to the high ground. Not going to be able to do much. Fant has to go because of the work account. He does not have a late game setup kind of in play at all. So for Fant, this is very much so go, go, go territory. For Solar, obviously that means it's just defense territory. Fant just started plus 1 missiles. I don't love that. I think you've got to just commit to being... He starts the lair as well. He's in a bad place in every way, right? Like, he knows he can't win this based on an attack because he can just see that Solar's got enough defensively and he's not breaking through. So he knows he can't break through. But at the same time as knowing he can't really break through, he knows he kind of has to, but then if you... I mean, he has to, but then he can't, and so he's going to decide the better of two evils. I mean, I guess if you see there's no way you're winning this fight up this ramp, it's better to try and play into the longer game and set up in other ways than it is to try and force yourself up the ramp. If you're sure the attack right then and there isn't going to happen, then I guess it's better to back off and do other things, right? Because in theory, then maybe mistakes are made. Maybe then the game does end up in a state where you can actually take advantage of something. The reality is that Solar wastes no time. He's already saying, cool, well, I actually have a big advantage here. I've got an upgrade lead. Plus 1 missiles is going to be more impactful overall than plus 1 carapace. And with this, he's also got more Roaches and Ravagers. And he just pushes in. He's obviously got Roach speed too, so he can position himself nicely in these fights. Put himself in a great position. GG says Fant. A cheeky game 2 from him, but that's all he will get in this series. As that is going to be all they have to say. GG's. Solar and Fant gonna be able to take this down. So Solar takes down Fant, and Fant unfortunately goes out and down to the lower bracket, where we'll see how much of a run he can make. I actually think the lower bracket is such an interesting place in these tournaments because, I mean, you're just going to see a lot of the guys who get eliminated in these round ones actually very good matchups for each other. So there's going to be a few rounds of like real competition down there. Fant falls down. What matchup was he? Oh, it's already down there. Fant falls down. He actually falls down into round 2. He'll be playing the winner of loser 11 and loser 6. He'll be playing the winner of the losers of Bunny Rebellion and Sebezda's Hatsu. So, yeah, I mean, like I say, the lower bracket's going to be a lot of fun when we get there, too. A lot of scrambling between very similarly skilled players and stuff, so I imagine that's going to be a fun one. As yo, Hypo, Con, Jury Act, thank you so much for the 20-month resub as well, mate. Appreciate it. I've not done much selling out today, guys. Just doing a little OSC casting. But obviously, if you are enjoying the stream, a few things you can do to help support. Like and subscribe from the YouTube. It takes a few moments. I really want us to hit 50,000 YouTube subs this year. That seemed really easy early on in the year. Now it's slowed up a whole bunch. So keep those YouTube subs coming. We're currently at what? It's like 48,925. So we're like just over 1,000 away. It'd be amazing if we hit 50K this year on the YouTube. Obviously, don't forget to hit the follow button here on Twitch. And of course, if you're really enjoying, you can subscribe, you can prime sub and everything as well. You also have the WardiTV Patreon page if you want to specifically support WardiTV tournaments. That's at patreon.com/WardiTV. That got a little bit of love the other day. We've got a couple of new members signing up, so keep it coming. The more support on that Patreon, the more we can do to keep on pumping out tournaments for you guys. So check that out, patreon.com/WardiTV as well. Obviously, this is not a WardiTV tournament cast of the day. This is the OSC. And all part of the OSC system, which is an amazing thing as well. Something you can also check out. Do I have an OSC command on my new bot? I might not right now, actually, but if you head over to se2online.com, you'll be able to check it all out and all their stats and histories and all the upcoming events and stuff. If you like stats, the OSC has them all, basically. So you can check that out. Yeah, I don't have my OSC message set up. I'll have to get that reset. I have a new bot since we last did OSC content, basically. So I lost all my old Twitch chat commands. It's kind of sad because there's a few like fun, quirky ones that people come in and use like once a year from way back when. So yeah. All right. We will head into Bunny versus Rebellion up next, guys. It's going to be a little bit of TVP action as we get Bunny and Rebellion on the way. Some career versus career action. Rebellion, someone we see a lot of in the OSC events. Bunny. I actually don't know how much I've seen Bunny in OSC events before, but nice to see him. He's actually been playing really well lately. If you follow Bunny, he's had some really good results lately. And he's actually been a very dangerous player, so having a good run as of now. Or as of late, I should say. And yeah, we're going to go Bunny versus Rebellion, and then we're going to be hopping over to Geralt versus Art. Like I say, in 1 hour we were meant to do Diablo Immortal StarCraft sponsorship, but it's not possible to go, but I'm not sure. I'm waiting on further news. Waiting to see what I'm told. So it might just be we finish the StarCraft and go offline. We may come back online later for the other stuff, which is their loss because really I was doing them a service by being live before to build up viewership. So yay. Anyways, like I say, a couple moments, get this set up. Try and figure this out. It'll be Bunny Rebellion coming up in a few moments' time. Alright, I think we're good. Let's send it into Bunny Rebellion here, guys, and get this ready to rumble. In the bottom right hand side, we're going to have ourselves the Red Terran player. This is going to be Bunny. Taking on the big Protoss in the top left, Rebellion. Alright, so Bunny's definitely a favorite here. Obviously, again, some of the early rounds of this OSC mid-season playoffs are going to have your bigger favorites and so on. This is definitely one of those scenarios. Let's see what Rebellion can do. He's, like I say, always playing in a lot of the online cups and stuff. If you pay attention to a lot of the open sign-up events, you'll see Rebellion in the early rounds quite frequently playing and participating and so on. So if you're not familiar with the name, that's where you might see him before if you feel like it kind of rings a bell. We don't cast a lot of him. We cast him every now and again, but like I say, not a super regular on the stream, although he is a super regular in our tournaments, just like I say, usually in rounds that we don't necessarily cover the entirety of. Like I say, like open first round or two of the Monday Cups, where there's a lot of matches at once and we're only going to get to cast one of them and so on. It's typically where you might find Rebellion a lot of the time. Probe with a little nibble or so, putting some damage out for a few moments. Let me see the CC setting up over here as well, so there's going to be a high ground. Sorry, not CC, factory setting up over here. Just going to be seeing the factory building up over here. No CC just yet. I was going to say, obviously, you could take it to the high ground if you want to be safe, but even safer is getting the factory up, and then we can just sort of go from there and figure that out, which seems to be the road of action that we're taking for the moment. Next is the probe and so coming about for a couple moments. We'll be coming through Twilight Council building in the main base, just seeing this Stalker retreating back for a couple moments as well, so just pulling this over for a little bit. Reaper hops up for a couple moments. Going to be seeing it getting pushed back down. The Stalker is going to be there. Reaper is going to get pushed away over to that left-hand side. Twilight Council, Gateway, Wolf Gate, all coming through for a few moments. Bring that around. And the Reaper just going to escape back over. Sorry if you heard some rustle in the headset there, guys. Just trying to get it comfortable back on my head. As that starport is going to wrap up here, bunny. Cyclone, the Marines, obviously with the starport out. Medevac could give you some good pressure across the map super early. That is a possibility right now. So just floating across into the natural. Or the SCV's here waiting to put that money into the piggy bank of that command center. So they're waiting patiently. Now they get to cash in. And we get to go from there. Blink again coming through. The Stalker coming about. There's a Adept on the other side. And this is going to be hanging. But most importantly, here comes the Medevac. The Marines, the Cyclone, and there is the Medevac. So it's actually going to be a tank and 2 more Marines. So hitting a little later than just going across the map straight away. But it is going to give you the benefit of having a lot of units when you show up. Now, Blink's only halfway done. We're not going to have tech to deal with this just initially, so Marines and the Cyclone coming through, just going to have the Medevac coming across. Tank is going to step up. Hallucination flying across as well. First couple Stalkers already taking some big damage. 1 Stalker, 2 Stalkers, both going down. You can see the Cyclone locks on. Oh, this is a disaster. 3rd Stalker will fall, and that's a lot of your units already dropping, and that's going to make it really difficult to hold. The first gateway in the front goes down as well, so you're going to be reduced down to 2 gates here. We do not have much static defense. We've got a single battery currently available, so we're not really in the best of places in that regard in the slightest right now. It is not really looking great here for Rebellion as Bunny just shows up, and this push, like I say, packs quite a punch because it's a little later and it has a couple extra units instead of just the first Medevac, Cyclone, Marines. We're going to come now, Blink done. We blink to get the tank, but it's going to be an extremely expensive blink. A lot of Stalkers go down. This battery's going to finish. I'm just not sure we have enough to really even make that super scary, really. I mean, these probes are going to fall. We've already breached this natural. And this is going to be a complete and total cleanup. So we see GG gets called, and Bunny takes game 1 of this BO3. Alright, well that was a fast game. Again, first rounds of this OSC mid-season playoffs. Sometimes we got the favorites, got the underdogs. It's one of those moments where Bunny just hits them. Like, especially those first few Stalkers going down. Like, Protoss relies so much on being able to hold with so little early. So, yeah, it gets a little funky as we get in. We get this ready to go. Go in the top left-hand side, our red Terran player. This is going to be Bunny. As in the bottom right, our pink Protoss is going to be Rebellion. Refinery coming about. Again, probe and the pylon still coming up. Now we're just going to have ourselves the probe coming over to the edge. Again, Rex and the gas coming through. Gate and the probe coming around. Just going to see the probe coming out over to the left. Probe coming up. I'm just going to see the racks and the STV coming through as well. Gate and the probe is on the way over. Get this on the way through, getting this settled in. I'm just going to be seeing a couple of SCVs. I'm just going to be kicking off here. Again, the Reaper and the Orbital coming up. Next, in the Cybercore coming about. So all of that coming through. We get that going. It's going to be kicking this off. Just going to drop the CC down over here as well. So we kick that into play. And yeah, probe SCV will come around for a couple of moments. Then next is Cybercore. Coming up in a couple of moments. Reaper is going to come through. Just going to be seeing the Reaper is coming around. And again, just going to be seeing the Adept and the Warp Gate coming up as well. As we get this going. Again, CC Factory, Reactor all coming through, that Refinery coming up as well. Nexus continues to come about, and we just have ourselves this Reaper still chilling out on the bottom side. And this is going to be seen, yeah, Warp Gate and the Adept continue to come online. Adept continues to settle for a few moments. Yeah, CC building up. And obviously you can see that Reactor coming in. Just going to be seeing the Factory going to lift off, going to peel across, and then just going to drop down onto the Reactor here. Yeah, Twilight Council, Adept, and the Warp Gate all still building. And yeah, a couple of Hellions will still produce through on that as well. So bring that up and around. Starport coming into place. The Warp Gate coming online as well. And just having that Starport on the right side just settling. See the CC over on the left. Going to be running down to the natural as well. Again, Hellion is already going to be clicking through on that probe. Just going to see the Marine going to grab that. Just going to take that down as well here. I'm just going to pick that off. Medevac, a couple more Hellions coming in to play. The Orbital and a couple of SCVs continue. And we just have ourselves the Hellion just continuing out in the main. 2 more Hellions producing on this factory. I'm just going to be getting out onto the map. Yeah, Blink and the Warp Gate all coming in. Again, Gateway coming about. The couple probes are coming through. I'm just going to be seeing the Starport is proxed on the map here, so obviously that's the chance to get this damage going quickly with this Hellion drop. It's a big favorite of the Terrans, especially when you're kind of the favorite in a series or a situation. Kind of get this Hellion medevac drop going super quickly can be very, very scary on the opponent's side of things. So, going to be playing for this as the Hellions unload into this main mineral line, and away we go. A couple Stalkers and the Adept are going to come through. Just going to be seeing those Hellions going to get after. 5 workers going down already. Now going to chase for more as these probes continue to get hunted, and that's going to be 6. 8 workers going down. Great start for Bunny. Gets a bunch of damage done here. And he gets out with 3 Hellions, which is a major threat because 3 Hellions still one-shot workers even through a battery. So you are going to be in trouble, basically, if you are rebelling because you're behind in workers already, and you've got the threat, so you're going to have to leave some units at home to make sure those Hellions do not return in a very meaningful way. And as such, you can't even really get a counterattack going. Sometimes with this kind of Hellion attack, what typically happens is you kind of set up for this Hellion attack and everything, and then the counterattack really hits you hard and makes life a whole lot more difficult. Let's see a couple of probes going down. Just going to see the Hellion still in the back. It's going to be seen again next in the gate coming through. And yeah, 4 probes going down. Just going to be seeing the Marines and the tank coming over. Just going to be seeing the Stim and the +1 coming around. And again, charge coming up. Next in the gates coming about. Rex and that reactor coming into play still, as we just see the Nexus coming back online. The extra gateways coming through for a couple of moments. Still building that charge, still building those probes, still building those gateways for the next few moments as well. Stim Pack, Combat Shield and the +1 coming up right now. I'm just going to be having ourselves the other Stalkers coming about. Just going to shoot, just going to grab that Marine. The STV here going to get caught as well. I'm just going to see the charge. The gateways and the forge still coming up, so at least some Stalkers on the map are getting a little bit of something done. Rebellion, you can already see those down 6 workers is going to remain in a little bit of a tough position. Again, +1. Stim combat shield. Yeah, I mean, there's in the not too distant future, there's going to be a Terran coming across this map, and this Terran is going to be looking hungry to take down this Protoss player. I think we're going to have a pretty feisty little situation on our hands very, very soon, pretty much. So let's see. Marauder going forward. The Marine tank force going to be there as well. Let's see that watchtower going to be abandoned for a moment. Again, +1 combat shield and the concussive shells all coming up. And the attack grid still building here. And we just have the bio tank force of Bunny heading to the bottom side of the map. A few Stalks peel back away to the sides. And tank force stepping forward. These elves are going to charge through. Marine's going to fight one of the tanks already being caught. Second tank going down as well. These couple medevacs still being captured. This is just a Terran army which I just don't think is reasonably being moved away from this scenario at all. See, I mean, the couple of Zealots on the low ground might be tanky enough to actually give you a bit of progress, and we are going to get rid of down the medevacs. Okay, Rebellion actually makes a much better go of this defense than I was originally giving him credit for sure. He's actually going to hold this off. I mean, getting rid of the medevacs, removing that heal, and then having the few Zealots on the ground able to blast up, able to make a big deal of that. As +1, obviously the few probes coming through as well. Again, just going to see that armor upgrade coming about. A bit more Marine Marauder still coming online as well. Again, those extra probes and so coming through as we just have the Stalkers stepping back in for a few more seconds. RoboBay still producing by. Again, the Obs and company coming back up. I'm just going to be seeing the few Stalkers swinging around in toward the natural expansion here for a few moments. So I'm going to blink away from those couple of Widow Mines. And that Bio Army stays settling in the natural for a few more moments. RoboBay Nexus, +1 attack, all building through. Again, the couple of additional pylons still coming up. And that +1 chronobusting along. The medevac's still going to be sitting overhead. Again, a few extra Stalkers coming around. Just going to settle in once more. Just join up together. Bio's going to hang out on the watchtower over on that right side. Yeah, it's going to settle here. Again, these few Stalkers gather back over. We're just going to be seeing the Zealots join up also. The Zealot Stalker force just going to gather back about. Still got that Nexus coming through. A few probes in production too. I mean, if we get to a Colossus, we can be a bit of a better spot here. Bunny going to start split pushing, which is something you don't see oftentimes in this matchup too much anymore. But going to get a little bit of split pushing going along the bottom left. And I mean, there's a pile in the front here we should get rid of first. He's going to set up a bunch of Widow Mines, so that's definitely going to be a factor here as well for sure, as we see this Bio Army. He's just going to push onto this base. These units are not moving across here quickly. A handful of Stalkers plus the Zealot warp in. It's actually going to be where the Widow Mines really get to shine, getting to blow up a few of these Zealots already. And Stalker's going to keep being here. Bio Army continues to come back through. And the Zealot's going to step up. Widow Mine's going to go bang, bang. And a bunch of Zealots going down with immediate effect. On the bottom, those Zealots charge through. The medevacs do lift off. They're going to peel away. They're going to get out of there for the moment. Again, Colossus and the Stalker still building. And this army of Bunny diving in once more. Colossus goes down. Widow Mine shot landing for the Zealots. I'm just going to see the rest of the units still relocating a little bit. A couple medevacs into the bottom corner. Just going to go and run for a few moments there. As meanwhile, we continue to push forward with this army on the right side. A couple of Widow Mines burrowing up. Some of them still on cooldown, but even if we're just doing a little bit of softening on these Zealots, again, it just helps the rest of the Bio Army really punch through and do what we need to on this one. So looking good. Finally going to get caught. Sentry going to go down. The couple of Zealots are going to be charged through. Widow Mine still blasting. Zard's getting absolutely beaten up on right now. This Colossus is still trying to laser beam a little bit as well. I'm just going to be seeing that Colossus going down. The Marauders going to lift back up into those medevacs. We are going to dive through into the main base. Unloading over here as this Bio-Army continues to sell. A couple of the Stalkers going down as well. Continue to clean this up. A few more Zards charge forward. So the medevacs loading back up. Drop back down to the low ground. And away we continue as Bunny just has the supply to see this one through. GG. Bunny is going to take the 2-0. Sorry, guys, I didn't have the score set up. It was already 1-0 for Bunny. Yeah, I didn't have that set up, guys. Apologies. GG's. All right, and that leaves us with PvP on the day of Art vs. Geralt. Guys, I'm going to have to take 5 minutes. I've got to do a couple of checks on the sponsor stuff, which is coming back now, apparently. So, yes, that's coming back. I just need to do a couple checks. They're asking me to check a couple things, and I just do that while I was casting, but I actually have to log into Battle.net, so I have to log out of StarCraft. So I'll throw you guys to a break screen. I'll be back soon, and we'll have Art vs. Geralt coming up in just a few minutes. Alrighty guys, thank you for a bit of patience. We're going to come back into Geralt art here in just a second. Get this set up and ready to rumble. And get this ready to move out. Sweet. Alright, let's jump into this. So we are going to be doing the sponsored stuff after this, guys, on Twitch. It is definitely just on Twitch, right? Yeah, we'll have a 2-hour Twitch stream. Perfect. So I'll be with you guys on Twitch. If you're on YouTube and you want to watch the sponsored content, just come over to Twitch. We're playing Diablo Immortal. It has got a StarCraft-based update attached to it. So it was nice to put StarCraft in the sponsor title, rather than just doing something that's completely unrelated. Although it is obviously going to be mostly Diablo Immortal-y. So we'll get straight into that after this, because I got to play through the tutorial and stuff, because they weren't able to get me the exact account I was meant to have, but it's all good. We'll just play through the tutorial a bit and kind of go from there. So, in the bottom left-hand side, let's get through this PvP. First of all, it is going to be the blue Protoss player. This is Art. As we have in the top right, the red Protoss is going to be Geralt. So, kicking off into this best of 3, getting this ready to go. A couple of gates coming through, probes are coming up, bringing this online for a few moments and figuring out what we would like to do here and to get our gates and our simulators all producing. Again, a couple of simulators coming straight through. Those gates are going to come into position. The probes getting built as well. And get this all settled and ready to start out. So, yeah, getting this on the way. I'm just going to be having ourselves a couple of gates. The simulators coming through here. Getting that online. And see what we can get up to as the PvP starts in a very typical way, in fairness, right now. So, not really too surprising on that one just yet. Get that all started. Sweet. Well, we have again Cybercore coming by. Just going to see the gateways coming about. Our probe into the main base. Going to try and see a little bit of what's going on here just initially. One probe nibbling at the other probe. Just going to push that back around the left side again. Cybercore's coming through. The couple of gates are coming about. The work is continuing in there, and the probe is going to chase the other probe for a little bit, out to the top side, and away we head. So yeah, that probe gets pushed out of here, and again a couple of stalkers coming up from both players, bringing that by for now. Again, warp gate that's entering the stalker, continue to come about as well here, so again, bringing that over, getting that going. And yeah, a couple stalkers, stalker sentry coming through, those warp gates building up, getting this all underway. And again, this is another match which is just in the first round for both these players. It's round 2, they both got a bye. So first match for both of them, and then a bit of a PvP heavy section of the bracket. I believe Skillers and Arcfire is the matchup that leads into the winner of this series. So yeah, we have definitely, you know, very like I say, a lot of PvP basically going to be happening in this section, more than likely. And let's couple those stalkers gather up. Again, sentry in the warp gate coming through. We just have the couple of units at the front there as well. I'm going to be stepping out as well, so bringing this over for a little bit. Hallucination, going to pop. A couple of stalkers are going to be there to try and tackle that. Just going to see the stalkers will be getting very aggressive. Gal pushing forward with just a couple, but he's severely outmatched, going up a ramp. Everything about this screams, what are we trying to do here? We get a few shots off on a sentry. That's about all. That sentry obviously low on energy because it has been trying to drop the hallucinations and so. And keeping the information going, Art having, there he is, I couldn't see the hallucination on the minimap, but there he is. And it's been checking out and has seen obviously the entirety of this main base, knows everything apart from this pylon placed up here pretty much, so Art has a lot of the information that he needs early, now pushing back across to this other side to try and get involved and get a little bit more out of this for a few moments. Stalker's going to pick through, get a little cancellation for a few moments as well. You see the other few units coming back around, so again, stepping over here for a couple of moments, getting into position, and just having the Stalker Sentry back around to the top side. Hallucination gonna pop. Again, blink from both players here, getting that on the way, getting this started. Let's all build up. There's a good group of units just around that top side as well, just seeing what we can get up to, see if there's anything exciting happening. Blink and probes. And otherwise just the stalkers and the sentries gathering up as well, so again, still keeping those up and online. As yeah, Blink comes about, robotics facility will be starting from art, so we bring that straight into place right now, get that on the go. And again, just going to have the next coming up on this third base. We bring that straight into position. This hallucination moves up into the main for a few moments as well. And it's going to cancel down as again the robotics facility builds for a couple moments as well. So again, we get that set here. We're going to be seeing the other couple units taking a couple of shots of damage. A couple probes down. Generally speaking here, got ourselves a Geralt who is just trying to keep finding some work pretty much as we move on through. I mean, we're set up on 3 bases each right now, so looking a little bit more cozy than it was before. And yeah, got the Nexus and everything on the way for that third base. So everyone, yeah, is setting up and looking comfortable in the game for the moment. We're coming about, just going to see those stalkers stepping across. So a lot of stalkers. That hallucination is going to be coming down. So Geralt is looking for info, looking to see if Art is on the map, and indeed he is. So Geralt gets that info, sees where his opponent's at. Get a bit of information just to start off with here. I'm going to fire a few more shots off. So a little bit more being done. We're actually going to see those stalkers blinking over. Again, a bit of damage dealt as well. A few more hits coming about. And forges and the probes all coming about. We've got 4 workers going down this other side. These adepts have slipped in. Actually going to be able to do a fair amount of damage already. So successful little start for them. These adepts going to stay busy and keep this on the go for the moment as we just have Mortal, Charge, and company continuing to come by for a little longer. Well, again, Charges on the way on both sides. +1 attack upgrade coming up. Just going to see these other stalkers coming back across for now as well. So bring that back along for a few moments. Getting this on the way. It's going to be Art still just poised in the middle of the map. Those few stalkers gathering around. Getting settled in here. Again, charging +1 coming up on both sides. And just have ourselves those stalkers continuing to move forward. A couple of shots. The Observer is going to get shot at. He's going to be taking some big hits. We pull back the other way. So again, pulling that back over for a little bit. We just have, yeah, +1 charge all coming through. Those extra gates coming around as well. We have ourselves the other stalkers coming through as well for a couple moments. This nation pops is going to head across. Gonna be a good few units, Zealots and Stalkers and company coming through the middle of the map just at the moment, so quite a lot of units going to come straight to the other side. Again, Temple Archives and we've got ourselves the gates and so coming up as well, so just bringing a lot of that through. Stalkers going to start a fight. A couple of sentries already taking some damage. Getting right up here with a good supply lead as well. In good position for a couple of seconds on this one, so see what we can do as we continue to fight. He's looking to really press this, and does he have enough to keep going? That +1 advantage is obviously a big deal. Geralt's +1 not ready just yet. As Geralt has to fall back, that gives the opening to maybe just have Art kind of leech onto this third base perhaps, and just obviously keep on dealing some damage over in that direction. So that seems to be the priority for now, pushing through in that position. Again, the Zealots and the Stalker is going to be stepping away once again here just for the moment. The other Zealots are going to be stepping through and just going to be having ourselves the Stalkers blinking forward once more. Charging through. And again, the Zealots and the Stalkers putting the work in. The other Zealots coming back around. Geralt losing the third base. I mean, he has a fourth base up. If we don't manage to find that as odd or deny it, then maybe we can do something. We are going to recall a bunch of workers there pretty much immediately, so I mean, it looks as though Art is going to swing around to this. He should expect a fourth. He's got his own fourth, and he's been the aggressor, right? Gets an Archon right away. It's always going to be a nice catch. Expensive unit. going down quickly. The prisoner in the back from Art, low HP, but looks as though it may get the warping off as Geralt. No, he does make the blink. He does get it. Doesn't matter, though. I think Art maybe just has too much anyway. As Art looking great, blinking forward, a few Zelts in the front to tank some of those immortal shots, and Geralt will have to say GG for this game 1. He's just going to have to get on out of here and just back the heck up from this G to the G's. We'll get into our game 2 in a couple moments. Geralt Art, second map. Gonna be Winter Madness. Let's get straight to it as we continue through this OSC mid-season playoff action. In the top left, that blue Protoss Art. Russian Art as well. England, where there's 2 Arts, one's Polish. He goes by capital A, lowercase r, and then uppercase T. And then in all caps Art is the Russian Art, who is very young and definitely kind of one of those up-and-coming players we keep our eyes on across events for sure. Chrono boosting, gates coming up, probes producing, and that all online. Just have our gateway setting up over here as well, so bring that into position. And yeah, a couple of similars coming up from both players. We got this on the go for the moment as the similars drop into play. Probe heading down to the bottom side. Again, Starbeck core, gates from both players. Everyone's open in a very similar way. It'll be a little bit of an upside, I think, for Art to beat Geralt and to knock him down to that lower bracket. But again, I started the day off talking about Team League. I'll end it talking about Team League. Art's one of these guys who we saw in the Team League a whole bunch, so that was actually very fun to see. Just going to be seeing a couple probes going to nibble up. Going to be grabbing that. I'm just going to be seeing that gateway coming through. And again, Cybercore coming around. I'm going to be nibble for a few moments. I'm just going to be having ourselves stalking the sentry. Coming about. A couple of stalkers going through on the side of Geralt. And you seeing the probes are going to come about at each other for a few moments there. Again, a couple extra stalkers coming through as well. That probe pulling back over to the natural. I'm just going to see this other probe moving around as well. So continue to get that set up. For a few moments. Again, a little bit of movement. Nothing too crazy just yet. We'll drop down another little pylon for a couple of seconds. Let's see what we can do. Pylon is going to fall. And we just have this pylon over here. Still getting nibbled at by a probe. A little bit of damage being dealt. A couple of stalkers will come. I'm just going to start working through that. And yeah, 2 stalkers from both sides. The warp gate's coming up. I'm just going to be seeing the probe and the pylon continue to build in for a little while. Nexus. Drops onto the natural expansion. Obviously, like I say, taking a little while to get that going, but both players end up with it at about a similar point. Just going to be seeing the warp gate coming through. The sentries will build, and again, batteries coming up as well. Get that all on the go. And with Twilight Council coming up just that much faster from Art here, he'll have a bit of a faster blink to maybe make something happen with on this. So we'll have a look to see how that goes. As those few stalkers gather in together. A couple shots coming through, a few hits coming around. Some damage just being dealt for the moment. Those couple extra stalkers in the back are coming through here as well. And the extra stalkers are, again, just going to get back to the middle of the map for a few more moments. Looking real good right there. Again, Nexus and Twilight Council both building up. That blink is coming through on the Twilight also. Bringing that around, getting that on the go. And the other stalkers are pulling about also. hallucination. He's going to fly through. The Stalkers in the center are just going to be there immediately to pick it off, take that down right off the bat. The extra Stalkers and the Adepts coming across as well. The Stalkers are going to be here. I'm just going to be able to turn that around. One Adept already full and the other Adept shading. Again, Blink is just about halfway through from both. It is faster, obviously, from Art than it is Geralt. It's more quarter of the way from Geralt. It's nearly halfway from Art. So, like I say, that timing window is going to be there for Art to try and get something done if he does so wish. The Stalkers, the Sentry, heading down the bottom. Yeah, Nexus coming through. All of our units of Art coming to the bottom side also. Stalker's going to step in. Just going to work on this Nexus as we do have our Stalkers going to fly up the other way. The Sentry already taking a bit of damage. Actually going to get quite a few shots off here as we put some damage out. The Stalkers taking some pretty big hits. Just going to have ourselves Art doing well so far. Obviously, Blink not done just yet. Geralt's actually catching up on the Blink. He's putting more Chrono Boost onto this Twilight Council than his opponent has been because, yeah, he's caught up in a big way. It's pretty much evenly timed now compared to the disparity that we saw before. Again, the Stalker Sentry back in the middle. Both players are looking over here as the hallucination scouts around this base for a couple moments as well. So that's going to be the attention taking that we, or the attention that we take for now. Again, the Stalkers Sentries back up to the upper left. Going to have a Nexus on the left side settling down as well here. I mean, both players are taking that third, bringing that up for now. Orbital facility still coming through. Yeah, an extra gate's coming about. The attack upgrade coming up as well. The +1 coming in already. A little bit of a skirmish here. A couple Stalkers went down already. Overall, the losses have been minimal. We're actually going to see Art chasing, though. He's actually going to get quite a few Stalkers on this chase down. Getting a bunch, killing those off. And it's going to be seeing the Immortal, the Stalker, and the +1. Continue to come around as well. A few more hits coming about. The Stalker's still taking some damage, going back and forth right here. More force fields coming down. Those Stalkers are still stepping forward, trying to get a little bit more done. Just seeing a couple of sentries trying to hang about here as well. Just going to see one more Stalker going down from Art, but definitely a good chase from him as he gets quite a lot out of this. Now units gathering over on the right side. A couple more of these Stalkers still gathering about and getting set to go for the moment. I'm going to go for a big push in. Like I said, it's definitely going to be all about Art here as he dives onto this Immortal. Is that going to be a good enough play? This Immortal does end up going down, and we are going to be seeing these Stalkers continue to come across. It's going to be firing through for a couple more of those Stalkers dropping as well. Just going to be seeing the probes still taking a bit more damage. The other Stalker still in the mineral line. The Stalker's going to be gathering up, the Sentry gathering around also for the moment. Well, Art definitely having a bit of an edge here. 8 army supply. Can he keep pushing through? The thing is, Geralt's about to have another Immortal, which is going to be a big deal. Art's obviously just going to keep on warping in units here, bringing them in from this forward gateway, so continue to bring that across. Blinking forward, Immortal battery is already going to be lost. This Immortal taking a bunch of damage. Stalkers continue to come by as well. We continue to push straight into this. A couple more of these Zealots getting warped in as we go. And there's going to be seeing Art looking as though he might have enough to clean this up. Finally going to take a few more shots. The battery going to get recharged here. The pylon actually cancels up. A Stalker going down. It's going to be seeing the attack upgrade is about to finish. And just going to have the charge still coming through as well. 14 workers have dropped so far. This Nexus is still taking big hits. Going to see a couple more of these probes continue to get just latched onto, just picked away at. Still got the Zealot Stalkers and the Immortal trying to step through as well. We pick off one more pylon off to that side. And another Zealot going down. Those few probes coming about as well. And again, the extra workers will continue to come up for a little bit. Just going to be seeing the blink onto this Immortal. And Geralt has that +1 advantage. That's not going to matter if you're completely outnumbered. Art's going to right-click the Nexus. So he's going to say, cool, I can just take this down. He's not wrong. He actually only lost a Zealot. In doing so, he might lose the Prism there. That would be big. He actually just blinks onto the new Immortal. He is going to probably lose the Prism, but it's going to open the door for him to maybe do more. Sad to lose the Prism, but at the end of the day, you still got a nearby warp-in pylon. That is still going to be doing a lot of the work as Art looks for the upset. 2-0 against Geralt would be a big one. And he is pushing through, looking to get this done. No third base from Geralt. He's building his own fourth. Do we need to stay aggressive? We probably don't need to stay aggressive, but we can stay aggressive because we just have that much of a lead. We're going to get through for it. Every step of the way right now. GG. Art 2. Geralt 0. GG's. Alrighty, guys. That's going to wrap us up for the StarCraft Tuesday today. But we're going to have StarCraft in the form of Diablo Immortal. Thank you so much to OSC for having us for the mid-season playoffs. Once again, it's always a pleasure. As, yeah, I hope you guys are excited to check out some Diablo Immortal with me. So we'll kick off into this in a few moments. I'm just going to set up a couple things for the sponsorship stuff, guys, that I only just got sent during the stream, so I couldn't set it up preemptively. I'm just letting some ads run while I do this. Also on, basically on, if you're on YouTube, we'll be going offline on YouTube in the near future. And heading out from there, so you guys know that. Why hasn't that played a second time? Time is. There we go. I didn't have it on repeat. Cool. Perfect. So I'll just run some ads while I get a couple things set up on the sponsorship side of stuff, guys. Get this up and running. Perfecto. Get this submitted. Need to log out of my own Battle.net account. There is a link in the Twitch chat, but there's also a thing below the stream as well, a banner that just got updated. So if you guys would like to have a look at that, you can do so. Let me just get logged in and stuff as well. Twitch panel, click. Additional instructions, click. Chatbot, click. Game category, Diablo Immortal. Set that up. And then we're going to start playing through a little bit of this opening section, guys. Done. Sweet. All right, I'm going to turn YouTube off. Bye, YouTube. See you guys later. Farewell to YouTube, guys. We have dispatched of them.